We're recording.
Expansion.
DJ Sebi D.
What up, what up?
My man, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you
¿Cómo
for
estás?
having me. Bien, bien.
¿Todo bien?
Tranquilo.
Great to have you with us, man.
Thanks, man. Great being here.
One of the very first to come through. How you feeling?
A bit nervous. Haven't done this
Understandably
before.
so, man.
Yeah.
No, all good, my brother. Well, we've done a couple of podcast things before. We just haven't done one like this. Obviously,
Yeah.
more interview
Not-
style.
yeah.
Yeah, but you've been doing a lot of podcast stuff since you...
Within my live streams with DJing, yeah.
Yeah.
Been using the mic a bit more.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like one-on-one, haven't really.
Yeah, and it's obviously mainly playing music and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paulie, is your mic on there, brother?
Sure is.
Can you turn that off, please, my brother? Sorry, man.
It was off.
My man. Nah, man. Awesome to have you. You know, I've said publicly many times you're my favorite DJ.
Thank you.
And we'll go into that a little bit later, man. But
Yeah.
but tell us a little bit about yourself to begin with, maybe. Obviously, you're a DJ.
Yeah.
You've been DJing for me and other crews and other venues in Sydney for a long time. But
Yeah.
So you're born in Peru?
Yeah, so I was born in Peru.
Okay, cool.
Went to China, lived in China for 6 months in 2006, in January. And then in June, I came to Australia. 2006,
okay, cool. 2006.
Yeah.
And because your dad's Chinese
Yeah, he's full Chinese.
and your mum is from Peru.
Yeah.
And your dad is full Chinese.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've met your dad. You know, he looks
Yeah,
like
my
Jackie
dad's
Chan.
full Chinese. My mom is a bit of, cause oh man, it's big. Like my mom's dad, he's Chinese
As well.
and Spanish. Yeah,
Okay.
his dad is
Interesting.
full Chinese. They migrated to Peru a long time ago.
Yeah.
And my grandma's side, they're like, her mom is African
Yeah.
and her other half is like Peruvian. So
Wow.
and Spanish.
Mix.
So I
yeah,
get
of
like
course.
from my grandma's side, like they're all like really African, dark
Uh-huh.
skin African.
Yeah, well, I mean, Peru, like other parts of the world, but particularly Peru, is a big melting pot of Asian, Japanese, Chinese,
Yeah, it's
mainly
like-
because
yeah.
of the fishing, right? Because I think a lot of them went over mainly for fishing, the Asian migration to Peru. That's my understanding.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, because
Yeah.
like you get a lot of in Peru, but you don't get that many in Colombia.
No,
In
no,
Ecuador and
but-
Peru mainly.
But particularly that's what I'm saying. I think it's a lot of it is to do with the fishing, and for
Oh, right.
whatever reason that they set up their colonies there, their communities there,
Yeah.
and there's this huge Japanese and also Chinese presence in Peru. There's also a big African influence in Peru.
Yeah,
Huge,
heaps,
so
yeah.
Afro-Peruvian, music and
That's a traditional.
food and
Most of the traditional Peruvian music comes
yeah.
from.
And then of course you have the Spanish and the indigenous mix,
Yeah.
which is and other parts of Europe too. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
only, yeah. So that's the amazing thing about Peru. I've been there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I love the place.
beautiful.
The food, Peruvian food, very famous as well. Again, a mixture of everything, right?
Yeah, it's got mixture with like Chinese.
Yeah.
And then mixture
Japanese.
With, and
Yeah.
Spanish as well.
Of course.
So it's
Yeah,
a
and
mix,
Afro and indigenous.
Yeah, yeah.
All in the mix.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So you came to Australia and you guys settled where? What area in Sydney?
I remember it was Hoxton Park.
Oh, okay, out
Hoxton
west.
Park.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
we used to
El
live.
barrio.
Yeah, out west. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
We used to live in like the main road, Wilson Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the first.
And you guys have been mainly out there ever since, right? Yeah, on the west side, southwest.
Yeah, mainly.
Yeah, moving
yeah,
around.
Mainly, yeah.
Okay, cool. So another one from the area.
Yeah.
El barrio. Most of us Latinos in Sydney are from the southwest, generally speaking, Fairfield, Liverpool, even down to Campbelltown.
Yeah.
And then you got some others which are further up north, like towards Para, Blacktown, and all that. But yeah, primarily Fairfield, Liverpool, that kind of corridor there. They reckon the greatest concentration of Latinos in Australia is in Bonnyrigg.
Oh, so yeah.
Now that goes back a few census now, but yeah, that's. I was actually a little surprised, but yeah, apparently Bonnyrigg is the place,
Yeah.
but I'm not exactly sure why. So your sister?
Yeah.
You got one sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One and one half sister.
Oh, okay, cool. From your dad's side.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, in China or?
No, he.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool. Well, I didn't know that, man.
she was born here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, also. Shout out to May, your beautiful sister. She's
Thanks.
one of the family. She's been out with us many times.
Yeah.
And shout out to her as well. She's a nurse. She's in the front line. So
Yeah.
big shout out going out to her. To May, she's very hard working, that one. She's a bookworm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she loves books.
Yeah.
She keeps studying, man. Never stop.
Shout out to May.
So,
Hello, mate. You're over here, brother.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, man. So Sebi's got his vape with him today.
Trying quit the smoke.
Yeah, he's ready
Yeah.
for the long run. No.
Yeah.
We're
So much better.
yeah, we're digging in for a podcast, and I'm very much looking forward to it because we share a big chunk of the journey of this whole nightclub and event thing.
Yeah.
And I think you got some cool things to
man.
to share with us, man, about
Yeah,
that journey and
that's
also what it means to be a DJ. So for the people that don't know, some years back I was running an event called Tequila in Liverpool, which ran very successfully for a few years.
That was the club in the West.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
on a
It was
Friday
place.
night.
Great memories there. It was amazing. Huge venue, huge sound, cool people. Until the bikies decided to have their turf war in the venue.
Yeah.
So we
remember.
had many not so memorable issues there and brawls and issues with security and stuff. But yeah, so I remember you, a young Asian-looking kid. I didn't know who you were, and I remember a funky dressed, cute Asian kid that was coming through, hanging out at Tequila a lot.
Yeah.
Almost like regular, absolute regular status, with a cool bunch of boys and stuff around him as well, whatever. And I just remember seeing your face in the crowd from the top of that very high stage. And then we announced the DJ battle.
Yeah.
And you joined the DJ battle, and the DJ battle wasn't Latin. It was like open
it was,
format,
yeah.
right? Yeah, as Tequila was, it was Latin flavored, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know,
I wasn't
sort of
even a Latin DJ
exclusive.
back then either.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
So no, but what I was getting at, and then I was talking to someone and said, oh yeah, nah, he plays really good Latin as well, and I was like, oh, awesome, Asian kid that can play Latin. And then I started talking to you, and you said, "Nah, man, I'm Peruvian."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
They're also the same people.
No, but so then we have this comp, lot of bunch of local boys throw down,
Yeah.
and Rock Boy won that, right?
No. It's because I think there was a few comps.
There was more than one.
Yeah. The one I got into, there was a chick that won it. What was her name? I remember that night. She even got paid because she brought that many people to the.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because it was a popularity contest. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But,
It wasn't school.
Okay, cool. I was getting it mixed up with the Rock Boy one because I remember he won that one.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and
I was on another one with Deepak.
okay,
with
yeah,
Deepak,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So many people came through, but my recollection was, okay, cool. The chick won. She did a thing, popularity, whatever. We used to use the decibel readers and everything. But in my mind, you were the best DJ. And I remember talking to you, and the game, that there's an image component as well.
Yeah.
And there's also one that I want to allude to today, which is let's call it the show up factor.
Yeah.
Which a lot of younger generations, or a lot of people in general, I think fail to recognize or to be aware of, is that a very important side of getting in the game is to be in the game, as in face to face, dress good, show up. Hey man, give me a gig, give me a set. Come on, man, I'm here. I'm coming out every week. I'm supporting. That's how you get a promoter's eye. That's how you catch the promoter's eyes.
Yeah.
Not like sitting at home sending some mix that that anyone could have taken 5 weeks to make.
I think it's because compared to before, there wasn't that many venues. Like see now, you have a lot of pubs that want to have DJs. So a lot
there's
of
a glut.
Yes, a lot of back then we didn't have that. We have your spots. Like obviously you have more clubs, but for you to actually get in there, it was harder. Which now the difference is they're just hiring anyone, and they're just putting in any, like say some pub down in Permouth or Wollongong, and like it's easier now to get DJ work.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. There's a lot of them that just take that as I also take it as a hobby sort of thing, but then just do it for fun and just don't put that much work.
Look, there's a lot of that, but I guess what I'm making reference to in particular, because this is almost like a how to become
Yeah.
Now, yes, there are a dime a dozen type session, or not session, but the type of DJ you're referring to. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the DJ
They put in the
that
work.
ends up, playing
Yeah.
the bigger gigs, ends up on the Edge 96.1 as
Yeah.
you have, ends up on the radio in Colombia, in Latin America,
Yeah.
playing all of my gigs, playing, sidebar, at one point almost every night of the week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's almost like a bit of info for the kids out there, or not so kids that are trying to make it.
Yeah.
Get out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out there and get yourself known and rock up with your crew. And because I'm speaking from a promoter's point of view,
Yeah.
which I have been for many, many years. That's what we notice. We don't notice the, 5 inboxes we get a week from DJs
Yeah.
saying, "Hey man," or an email from some international DJ saying, "Hey man," like,
Yeah.
that's not, unfortunately, that doesn't cut it. But going back to our story, that's how you came into our view. Let's say myself, DJ Don Juan at the time that was there.
Yeah.
Tickles was also a part of Tequila.
Yeah. But I think when I got in, I don't know if Ticket was there still.
Yeah, I mean, just that Tequila family that was around at the time. Yeah, but speaking for myself now, I remember being the one saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, this kid's got something. Come here, let's do this."
I remember at the comp we sort of clicked.
Yeah.
Like with the MC, and you sort of knew
Yeah.
what was my next song. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like clicking with you.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
MC
definitely.
and me playing.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time I actually DJ with an MC too.
Yeah.
I never
yeah.
really worked with anyone else.
Because up until then, you'd done mainly like house parties.
Yeah,
and things
mainly.
Like that, right?
I was doing before that. I was doing like mainly electronic music.
Yeah,
house
yeah,
parties,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like the DJ of the area.
Yeah,
sorta.
yeah, and I think that's how most of the boys kind of kick off.
Yeah.
Playing the houses and that's probably the best way to start, because that's
Yeah.
how you create that organic following and the,
Yeah, and
the
you get your
skill
music
set,
ready,
and you get
set
your
up,
music
yeah.
ready and everything, and then you crack onto the nightclub stage. But then obviously things were moving. I was opening up events by that stage. I was becoming more like what I ended up being. And as I have told others, and now publicly perhaps, a big part of my success as whatever success I've had as an events promoter is due to you, due to the fact that you've delivered night after night, week after week, year after year.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's something that aspiring DJs need to pay attention to, which is that grinding factor, where it's not just, on a good day showing up, playing a good set, or the
Yeah.
next week, you fell in love with your girlfriend and, "Oh, bro, sorry, I'm not coming out." I don't think you've ever fucking cancelled a set on me.
No,
I mean,
no,
if
no.
you have, it's
Barely
probably
a really
3
good
times.
reason. Yeah.
You
But
know?
it's been for like probably good reason not to actually get
Yeah.
someone's birthday.
No.
Or yeah.
No. And I think that is how how success is achieved.
Yeah.
So then obviously we move very quickly from tequila to La Rumba.
Nah,
to
before that was the one trademark.
Fridays
I
a
remember
trademark.
that was the first time when I actually got more into the Latin scene. I remember you
Yeah.
telling me. And then from that we grew to La Rumba.
yeah.
Because from that trademark gig, that's
Okay.
when I sort of got my music together with
Yeah.
Spanish.
And that was the Friday gig at or was
At
it the long
Trademark.
weekend?
I think it was Friday or Sunday.
Mm.
It was a weekly gig,
Yeah.
but I think, it was a Friday because that's when Tequila closed.
Ah,
I
okay,
remember
cool.
when Tequila closed and he hit me up, we like, I got a
new
gig
thing.
in Trademark.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a gig.
Ah, okay, cool. And then I would say big part of your success is listening. And I'm not trying to say that I know everything, and I'm not trying to say that you as a DJ or anyone in any position should listen 100% to what everyone says and do what they tell you to do. But I think your quality was to listen, because in your nature to listen to me, for example, Sebi,
Yeah.
20 Latinos just walked in, let's
Change
flip
it
to
up,
more
yeah.
Latin or right, or we're going a little bit to this or we're going a little bit to that. That nature to kind of listen and be aware also makes you aware of the crowd and the shifting crowd and
Yeah.
the shift in the vibe at the time and how you're going to, okay, you got to switch up to whatever, which again, I think is a note to all the people out there wanting to be
Yeah.
DJs. Reading the crowd, I think,
Yeah,
is...
it depends on your music and what you want to do. If you want to do, it depends on the clubs as well.
Yeah, of
I
course.
see you run clubs that are sort of open format.
That's right.
So you can promote one thing, but then people rock up that one sort of opposite. So you have to be ready
Yeah.
for that switch.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I remember we've been to so many gigs where will be like, say, like a reggaeton gig or salsa gig, and a lot of kids will show up with like, oh no, we just want reggaeton instead of salsa. So I have to be prepared
Yeah.
with that. And that's one thing that a lot of people are not sort of
The
prepared to
depth.
switch,
Yeah.
to be able to switch because they're not prepared. So see, I reckon every musician in anything, you have to be prepared
Of course.
for anything,
Oh,
any
no
sort
doubt.
of switch.
No doubt.
Any sort of switch.
Yeah.
And a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's got a lot to do with the time that we're in.
Yeah.
Because if you were to be, say, a DJ of your caliber, maybe 10, 15, 20, 25, I mean, we're going a long way back,
Yeah.
then the genres were much more defined.
Yeah.
You understand? Whereas nowadays, it's almost a free-for-all. And that's
Yeah.
where I think that the quality open format DJs can cover a lot more venues and a lot more events. And obviously, that's where the success comes from,
Yeah.
both financially and everything else. But the other thing too is, let's be clear here. A lot of the gigs that you play for me are specifically Latin,
Yeah.
not open format. Open format
Yeah.
within the Latin genre.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like Miami Fridays, for example.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sort of being clear to everyone
Yeah,
at
yeah,
home that again, testament to you is I've thrown you in the deep end at events which are, let's call them, more traditional Latin,
Yeah.
more urban reggaeton Latin, younger and older generations. And also, we've done obviously a lot of electronic stuff,
Yeah.
a lot of urban stuff, and you've been able to cover all those genres. And that's why I call you my favorite DJ, because, you can rock all of those.
Yeah.
Full moon party, like 1,500
Yeah.
people, and all they want is EDM, and you
Yeah.
smash them with EDM for 2
Yeah.
hours. Which again, that's what makes you who you are. And obviously, I'm not the only one to have noticed that, because over the years, you've picked up a lot more gigs outside of my sort of bubble.
Yeah. Which cyber, it's a whole different thing. It's like a Miami Friday, but a bit, because in cyber you get Europeans and
Of course.
different countries,
Yeah,
and you get
backpackers, yeah.
Americans, you get
Yeah,
Asians.
international crowd.
Yeah, so all backpackers. So that's a crowd that
It's a challenge.
you need to be able to read them, all of them, because
Yeah.
they're all different countries.
Mm.
You're not talking about people that like different genres. They're just different countries. So I learned a lot at Cyber, like reading people from different countries, because now we're becoming
Yeah.
more international, so that we're
course.
getting more international people.
Yeah,
So
of course.
being able to read them has put me on a different level of actually reading
Yeah.
a crowd, because I can read a crowd. Yeah.
You know what? I'm probably going to sort of take the whole thing a step back, but I'll tell you what so my upbringing with music
Yeah.
is most people expect me, being Latino, for it to be like, okay, Latin,
Yeah.
for example. But in my country, in Uruguay, we listen to everything.
Yeah.
There's no sort of ultimate predominant anything. It's a mixture of everything. All the Latin American countries are slightly different, but essentially we all still have all of these genres from rock.
Yeah.
Even rock in English is quite popular in
Yeah.
Latin America.
Back then, yeah. Still
Yeah,
now, yeah.
yeah. Like, I'm mainly
Claro,
going
claro.
back in time, but then obviously you got all your tropical rhythms, which is all your salsa, your bachata, your merengue, and then we've got the cumbia thing as well. We've got the folkloric rhythms that
Yeah.
each country has. Then you've got the electronic thing,
Yeah.
the reggaeton thing,
Yeah.
the urban thing. So I think the Latinos that have had that upbringing,
See.
when you take that into your craft as a DJ, I think that was probably the kind of like the base, you know, the
Yeah.
foundation for a guy that's got an ear for all these types of genres that other guys probably don't have, being
Yeah.
brought up in different households that are not, you know, so diverse in their musical
Yeah.
kind of education. You get me?
So I grew up like with my family. It wasn't, they will party, not every day sort of thing, but they will party. So
Of course.
I got the knowledge in traditional, all these different type of music.
Mm.
And back then in Peru, we in our schools they used to teach us a lot of what was like anything with music. We used to always act or dance. So we were always into that sort of entertainment sort of thing.
Mhm.
And with family, we got into like when I used to go with my mom to parties. They used to play a lot of like the salsa, the old school, like you say, Le Cruz.
Mm.
You play some, oh man, just big different things. My
Yeah.
mom used to like rock in English
There you go.
and Spanish, and that's what I got into at a like very young age.
Yeah.
Not so much English because I didn't really understand it. I like the
Yeah.
sounds, but I got into more on the Spanish rock,
Yeah.
and then your salsas, your cumbias.
Mm.
And I didn't get into cumbias that much until I was like probably 10
Uh-huh.
10 or 9. That's when I actually started listening to cumbias and all that.
And just for a snapshot, so when you say cumbia, you mean like cumbia argentina or just more the
When-
Peruvian South
No,
American
so the
cumbias?
Peruvian cumbias we didn't really listen to it that much
Yeah.
because it wasn't a popular sort of
That's right. Wasn't pop.
genre.
Wasn't
Yeah.
pop, yeah.
I started listening to cumbias when La Mayonesa came out.
Ah,
Remember
okay.
it was like
cool, cool.
Mayonesa.
Ah, okay. And that's why you love Uruguayans.
Yeah.
Uruguay nomás.
I thought it was Argentinian. Oh, no.
Ah, come
No,
on now.
Rafa.
You're doing well there, bruh. Paulie, yellow card, please.
Yeah, no, so we actually started listening to that sort of cumbia, like the
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Cumbia
South
pop. Cumbia
cumbia,
pop.
yeah.
Yeah. Argentina, Uruguay, little bit of Chile. Not really, yeah. It's
Yeah.
mainly
Well,
Argentinian.
Chilean, yeah,
It's mainly
Argentinian and
Argentinian.
Uruguayan,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mainly Argentinian.
to La Mayonesa, and we also listened to a lot of Brazilian music, like
Okay.
a Bahia.
Oh, wow.
It was like the Zumba sort of music.
Yeah.
Brazilian Zumba.
Yeah. El Chan.
Music. Ochan.
Anyway, there was
Yeah.
like the pop kind of, you know, they had all the moves and
Yeah,
everything and all that. Yeah.
So with
yeah.
the Bahia, it was like a boom in my country, man. Bahia was
yeah.
wow.
That's what I love about Latin America, and that's kind of, I guess, the point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, trying to sort of pigeonhole
Yeah.
all these diverse countries and all these diverse cultures and
Yeah.
and upper class and lower class and white and black and indigenous and country versus city and town, and like it's a very diverse background. Obviously, you've got your dominant kind of, you know, salsa and reggaeton, which is kind of what we're known for. But there's so much more to it, and there's so many shades, and all the countries have all their different influences as well. And then you've got your music for this period of the year, and your music for all the patriotic stuff, and it's almost, you know, it's a never ending thing. But back to where we are, I guess, in your progress. Nowadays, you are one of the official mix masters of the Edge 96.1, which is like probably the predominant urban Latin.
I think it's number one radio show in. Well, the show is number one in. I'm pretty sure Australia.
Yeah.
Australia wide on New South Wales.
Yeah. I think it's Sydney, to be honest. I think it's Sydney, and then some of the shows are syndicated via iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
But you know, there's probably 5,000 DJs, I would say, in Sydney.
More.
Yeah, or actually more. But I mean, the kind of that are sort of related to some sort of a genre that could be. And you're one of the very few guys that is on there. Tell us a bit about that, because you know that's some achievement.
Yeah. So with the Edge, we do. It's all pre-recorded. We don't usually
Do live.
15 of us.
Yep.
We get roughly 15 of us. So we do our mixtapes, say on Monday. We just have to hand it in by Tuesday in the afternoon. So we do it on Monday or Sunday, whatever. And then we hand it in on Tuesday afternoon, and then we get played on Friday and Saturdays. So I get 2 sets. I get a hip hop set and I get a Spanish set.
Okay, cool.
So I have to always be on top of that, like with the new music.
Of course.
Sometimes I like bringing it not too back, but I like sometimes not bringing just new, but I
Yeah.
like bringing it back a little bit so
course.
people remember, like, oh, you remember this song.
Mm.
Like, for example, like Despacito, like go back to that.
Which one?
Despacito.
I never heard that one. Speaking of this, huh?
Justin Bieber's song.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, speaking of Despacito, the most viewed video in the history of humanity. Let that sink in. I think. Can you check how many views it's got, Paulie? But it was like past
Oh, man.
6 billion views, hermano. Insane.
Yeah.
And that's obviously a YouTube number. Then you've got
Yeah.
all the
different-
multiple
yeah.
streams and all the radio plays and everything. But yeah, so the most watched video in the history of humanity, which is, you know,
Like
insane.
I remember when Despacito first came out,
Yeah.
before Justin Bieber jumped in it.
Yeah,
I remember I played it at Candy.
Yeah.
People were like,
Nah.
yeah, whatever.
I remember thinking, it's not really a good song. What is
Yeah.
this shit? It's to me. Look, to me, it's not a bad song. It's a
Yeah.
great song, but it's not as
The
good
best-
as
yeah.
I can give you probably 50 pop reggaeton tracks, which to
Yeah.
me are better than Despacito. But
Yeah.
anyway, shout out to Fonzie and to Daddy Yankee and obviously then Bieber
Yeah.
to do
But I
doing
think
what they're
that
doing.
song,
but-
apart from La Gasolina and Hips Don't Lie, Despacito, I think, bro, the Latin flavor, the reggaeton beat
Yeah.
out to the world. Like,
Yeah, so there's been waves. So Latin music obviously has always been there.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we that's our thing.
Mhm.
But over the years, over the decades actually, even if
Yeah.
you go back 100 years, there's been these like wave after wave after wave of Latin American music that for whatever reason, because of the super high quality or the artist or whatever it is, they kind of it sort of pops into the worldwide pop landscape. And I'm talking all the way back to tango.
yeah.
Tango in the 30s and 40s, 20s, 30s and 40s was the music genre of the world. Like it was,
Yeah.
it was a huge thing. It was heard everywhere, all over Europe. America wasn't as influential as it is nowadays, but
Yeah.
all over Latin America. Carlos Gardel, which was his biggest exponent, actually
Yeah.
died overseas because he was traveling around doing shows all over the world. He was
Yeah,
famous
but
in France.
even the American culture, it grew up within the, like, if you look at a lot of the people that, for example, made hip hop, a lot of them are like
No doubt about it.
Cuban American
Puerto Rican
or
mainly.
Puerto Rican American, yeah.
No doubt about it, yeah.
So there's
yeah, but
always
that's-
that flavor.
Yeah,
that-
so I took it right back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as you move forward, Bossa Nova, actually out of Brazil, which obviously they're Latinos as well. A lot of people kind of miss that. But Bossa Nova had a big thing in its time as well. And that's why you got the girl from Ipanema and all that. It was
Yeah.
like a, you know, more of a, not so pop, but it was more of like a, almost like a jazzy kind of subculture thing
Yeah.
that was very popular around the world. And then obviously you fast forward to Jose Feliciano, Carlos Santana, Gloria Estefan.
Claro.
She had a massive thing at the time as well,
Yeah.
and that's when then you go to like Ricky Martin, and-
Enrique Iglesias.
and
I mean,
well, Enrique Iglesias
had a-
again. He
yeah.
was another huge one that I missed. You have people also like Mark Anthony, who's you know J Lo.
Celia, yeah.
Celia, yeah,
Yeah.
not so sort of.
Oh,
pop.
okay, pop, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously you get into nowadays, which is the number one genre of the world, is reggaeton.
Reggaeton,
Not my opinion. Those are the raw
Yeah.
numbers coming off streams and radio plays all over the world. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because many years ago when I was with La Familia about the hip hop influence, the Latin influence. Many years ago, I was with La Familia, and you know, Latinos generally we get a lot of love and respect. We're just sort of likable kind of people and whatever, and kind of people respect also I think our musicality and the danceability and all these things, but and the swag. But I got into an argument with some hip hop head, a black guy, and he kind of sort of tried to make me out to be like a white Elvis type thing. And I'm not saying that I'm black, far from it. I'm white, but I actually said to him, look, you know, I don't think you know the true history of hip hop, bro, because you go to all those boroughs where hip hop came out of in New York, and it's blacks side to side with Hispanics. And as a matter of fact, most of the Hispanics are black. So black, in fact, that you can't tell the difference between who's black and who's Hispanic. So it's almost like there's this, this union between the two. And arguing back and forth. It was a cool conversation, but this guy was almost like, I'm black, I'm the authority. So then actually, for a laugh, we didn't have Google back then. There was a dictionary at the house, and we looked up hip hop, and it said a music born out of the ghettos of New York. Primarily, sort of made by or whatever. Blacks and Latinos.
No, but it was.
And you should have seen his. You should have seen his face, man. Anyway.
Now it's because a lot of them back then were like the Puerto Ricans were like the dark skin. They were pretty much Afros from the Central American islands.
Of course.
So they think, they're just Afros. Like, nah, man, it's a mixture between the African culture with the Latin American culture.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
It's a bit different flavor than just because Afro, I know they have the good rhythm, the good beat.
No doubt.
But we have the melodies, the sounds.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's that melting pot between the European mainly Spanish obviously driven stuff, instruments and everything, and then you've got the African rhythm section, the drums and everything, and then they've morphed over the 550 years since Latin America was, whatever happened. And then we have what we have today, which is, and then in the end, reggaeton, which is probably sort of the last kind of wave of that mix, is probably as close as we get to full blown urban. Meets hip hop, meets R&B, meets everything, So 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 back to your DJing, the Edge 96.1 official mix master, but you're also doing a lot of work with some people overseas.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm doing a lot of work with people in Colombia mainly.
Okay. Yep.
So they're running this program where they do live streams.
Okay.
But they picked up like the best DJs in Colombia, the best like urban DJs in Colombia in open format as well.
Yeah, just keep that in front of you, man.
So they
push it forward if you want, brother.
Yeah, all right.
I mean forward as in if you want to lean forward.
Oh, okay.
Just get comfortable, brother. Mi casa su casa.
So they have like the best, even like Nicky James DJs involved.
Okay.
J Balvin DJs involved, Pope.
DJ Pope. Shout out to Pope.
Yeah. And so they do these live streams.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my friends from there, because the guy that actually hooked me up with the gig there was a photographer here. I came from Medellin. And then he hooked me up with his mates there. But when I went to Colombia, they looked at me and they're like, man, but like over here we listen to hardcore reggaeton. So they didn't know what to expect from me. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't look Spanish at all.
Of course, yeah.
Second of all, I don't live anywhere there. I live on the other side, which is just mainly English. So like, they was they didn't know what to expect from me, because they're like, oh man, but
of course
you don't speak. Like they didn't know I'd play really. I can go back with the reggaeton and stuff.
Yeah.
So the guy gave me sort of like a chance and a test. He gave me a gig. Like, yeah, man, I'll give you a Thursday night at this spot, which is pretty cool spot. Like Maluma parties there.
Yeah.
It wasn't big. Like the spots that he took me in the main street in Medellin, but they weren't.
Wasn't Parque Lleras or?
Yeah, Parque Lleras.
Yeah. The smaller bars and clubs there. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like underground sort of.
Yeah.
And he told me, yeah, I'll get you here for 3 hours reggaeton. I was like, all right, cool. And he was like, can you do it? I was like, yeah, sweet, man. That's not a problem. So on the night, I play just reggaeton, and he was actually impressed. I was like, fuck, man, like, do you know this music? I was like, yeah, man, like, well, I grew up in Peru, and I'm always up to date with my music. I was like, I'm into it. That's what I really love.
Of course, that's your passion, yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, all right, cool, but, like, on the time, I only had, like, 3 weeks in Colombia, and that was, like, midway. Like, I only had 1 week left. And I couldn't go back to Medellin because I had to go back to the city to see my wife's family. So we left it at that. So like, nah, man, we keep in touch and this and that. So when all this coronavirus started, they did this group, and I hit him up like, "Hey man,
What about me?
hey," I tell like, "Can you hook me up?" And they're like, "Yeah man, I'll get you in." Like, I'll speak to the other boys, to the actual main guy that started it. I like, cool. So he got me in contact, and the guy was like, "Yeah man, look, I'll give you this date. Can you do it?" Like, yeah, sweet. But they didn't keep because over there the sets at 7, I think 7 no, like it'll be 8 in the morning here.
Yeah,
So
of
like,
course,
man,
time difference.
yeah, he was like, bro, I'll give you the last set. That way you can sort of know it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't like that's when coronavirus started. So I wasn't used to waking up early. So I told him, man, can you give me like a bit later? I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give you the last set.
Yeah.
And it was like around 11, I remember. I like, cool, gave me half an hour. And a lot of people had the same reaction that I usually get from people like,
Yeah.
you don't look Latin, so they don't expect me to be Latin
Yeah.
or to know that much Latin music. So when I finished my set, I had a lot of people like, even promoters and stuff, saying like, hey man, like fuck, like when you come back here, you go with some work.
Yeah.
So that was good. So from there, he liked it, and then he started giving me a few more gigs. And then he gave me a set at La Seta Urbana, which is one of the biggest radio stations apart from La Mega in Medellin. So there's a lot of big names involved in that.
Yeah.
And
because Colombia, for people that don't know, for reggaeton music, it's actually a bit of a spot like in the world, because even though vast majority of reggaeton artists are Puerto Rican, Miami based, or American based or whatever, actually Medellin's become its own thing with reggaeton and even with a lot of like electronic music and everything. So the involvement with Medellin is obviously very, very important, and with Colombia. But you're also doing some work with another radio station there. Was it the Army radio station?
Oh, that was
you did some work with them?
Yeah, I used to do with the police radio stations in Colombia. They have the police radio station owned by the police, and it's a big thing as well.
Of course, yeah.
But I just didn't with the time for me to sing, because that was a half an hour mixtape every week as well.
Okay, cool.
And plus the other half an hour from the edge, like just to do half an hour, it takes me like 60 hours.
Battles. Yeah, I get you, man. Yeah.
So it became too much to do. So I had to cut that one off for now.
Yeah.
Hopefully later on I get into. Plus, I want to get into a radio station that's Latin, like reggaeton, like urban. La Radio La Policía, it was pretty much open format.
Okay.
Which I'd rather get into something that's more urban.
Yeah,
like
I think it's
urban.
easier to play live open format Latin than it is to create mixes for, I don't know. I'm not a DJ, but yeah.
Oh no, just to help me with future wise. I'd rather get into being more involved with something that's
because ultimately, if you start doing stuff that's more like that, then obviously more and more gigs, and you'll be known more as that guy instead of the guy you are, which is, or you prefer to be, which is because I've been over there many times myself, and the other one is Huaracha.
Oh yeah, that's a big.
And you can play a bit of Huaracha as well.
Yeah, I remember when I first went to Cali. Went to Cali. First time I went to Colombia, my man hooked me up with a gig in Cali, Tuluá.
Tuluá's not Cali, motherfucker.
Oh, sorry, I got it mixed up.
Man, you're gonna get the sicarios from Tuluá. They're gonna say, "We're not Cali, man. What you thought? We didn't get swallowed by Cali." Shout out to my boy Freddie Sanchez from Tuluá, man. Yeah. One of the OGs from Tuluá. Tuluá del Valle. Yeah, most people kind of say that because Tuluá is near Cali, a couple of hours from Cali, and it's from the same region, which is El Valle del Cauca, but it's not.
It's not the same. Yeah.
No. Anyway, go on.
Oh, yeah,
you're forgiven. I just saved your life. Go on.
I'm sorry, Freddie. No. And man, when I went there, my mate told me like, we do electronic music here. I was like, all right, sweet. So I was thinking in my head, man, I'm gonna bring all this Melbourne-bound sort of Australian sort of music to them. Yeah, right. I remember the day before, the same day, just in the afternoon, one of my mates, he was like, bro, I gotta give you this USB of the music we listen to here.
Yeah, that's right.
Just in case.
Yeah. Because this is a few years back, right?
Yeah, this was
so Huaracha was still like
it was a thing, but
Not really a thing for you.
yeah, no,
Being
no, it
in
was
Australia.
nothing for me.
Yeah, that's
like,
right. Yeah.
like I didn't. To be honest, I didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
And that was like the second time I heard it
Yeah.
in Tuluá. And I was like, all right, cool. So I checked into my laptop, put the photos there, saved it. And then on the night, I started playing like the Melbourne Bounce and stuff, all that hardcore,
Yeah.
like EDM.
No.
And they were like, man, the music is nice, but we're not used to it.
No.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
You need to bring it down.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And that was like pretty much
Pulled
the
out
only
the
EDM I had.
USB.
Right?
Pulled out
the only
the
EDM I
USB.
had.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, fuck, what should I do? Bam. Opened up the folder.
Yeah.
And I legit, the whole night, for my whole set, I just went song by song, song by song,
that's
song
it.
by. And people loved it. They were like,
yeah.
bro, that was a crazy set. I was like,
Yeah.
bro.
I remember speaking to Andres. He told me, yeah, man, fucking Sebi did his thing.
Yeah, I remember. And I was like, people were like happy with it. I was like, man, if you knew, I had no idea what I was
Yeah,
playing. I just
yeah.
went by ear. I'm like,
Yeah.
like when I started playing one song, I'd go and start going through the other songs and be like, what I liked. But like, okay, that's gonna work. And I started playing.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I mean, I guess Latinos were renowned for like getting down and partying and but what people don't know is obviously being, let's say, expert or pro party people, is that the Latinos are very particular with their music, right? Like, and if you're a DJ, they're gonna be like, play me this, play me that.
Yeah.
That
More
was
demanding
shit.
too,
We want
yeah.
something, like they're very,
Yeah.
And also when we do our events, which obviously massive events for all the different Latin American cultures, talking about Candy and La Rumba and all these things that were done, we got all different nationalities there. And they each have their own little things, like Chilenos like this and Colombians like that, and you know what I mean? Like it's a challenge, right?
It's hard because as well, like with the Australian party scene is go to the
Safe.
club for a few hours, get drunk, bang, get wasted, go home.
Yeah. I
But
hear you.
in the South American, it's more of a long run.
Of course.
So they don't plan it like that. They don't plan it on we get wasted straight away. Nah,
no.
they take
the sun
it slow.
comes up, the sun
they
comes
keep
up and it's still
going.
there,
Yeah, so that's why they don't like too hard. They wanted something they can party to, not that crazy,
Yeah.
but they get crazy for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
But not too drunk or.
Yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
think that's where we fail a bit in Australia. We don't really have that party culture. It's come a long way
Yeah.
from traditionally strictly pub culture to the nightclub thing, kind of sort of developing. And well, nowadays you got some sort of a scene.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't compare it to anything sort of around the world, but that's probably where we're lacking in a little bit. We don't have that much sort of. We need a little bit more finesse and culture and appreciation, I think, of music and good sound and good lighting setups and nice venues and. Hopefully over the next few years, especially after all this COVID bullshit, we can.
I
keep
think we
developing
grew
that,
up with
you
it,
know?
like, how when before you turn 18, you go to a house party. You go to a house party, bam, the cap is at midnight. Midnight, no more party, no more
Look,
sound.
this
loud music.
is an early rising
Yeah.
country, an early rising
Yeah.
city in particular, Sydney. So I'm not so much saying that we need to must party until 6 in the morning or whatever, but I mean more so just about the appreciation for the music and sort of having a bit more, even like the fighting thing. A lot of people say to me, like having traveled to some of the places that I have, they're like, oh my God, like weren't you scared? Like fucking Amazon and Colombia and all these places, Brazil. And I say, you know what? A couple of spots I've been to, you could tell there was some heat on, but I feel safer, partying in a fucking finca in almost like not guerrilla controlled, but out there in the back of whatever Tuluá, where the sicarios come from and stuff. I feel safer there than I do walking around in Sydney, because in Sydney, not that it's ever happened to me, and God willing it never will, but there's a lot of incidents of bumpy on the shoulder and king hit and just people unnecessarily wanting to fight to sort of prove their manhood or be known or whatever. Whereas overseas, I mean, I've been in particular, I always make one sort of recollection. I was invited to a party once in Barranquilla, right? Which is not Medellin, which is kind of safe nowadays, thankfully. Um, and they said to me, look, man, bring your boys and yeah, let's have a great time and whatever. But just so you know, it's a private party. We're allowing you in. I go, but the people that are booking this party, they're gangsters. Like, so look, and my mate said to me, like, try not to like look at their women, like don't talk to their women too much, and and whatever. But do your thing. Like, it wasn't like don't do this. It was just like a general thing, But I told the boys that were with me, and we go to this party, and dude, it was like there was one security guard. It was about 1,000 people on the beach, in a club on the beach. Shout out to Juancho's Island in Barranquilla. Kilimanjaro is the name of the place in Puerto Colombia, near Puerto Colombia. So I mean, we had an amazing time. We ended up like having a few drinks with all the other, because everyone kind of sticks in their own big VIP sections. But after a while, I was hopping around and whatever, and everyone keeps themselves, but super respectful. No one throwing up, no one ODing, no one bumping shoulders, no issues. It's just a totally different reality that, as an Australian, we just don't understand. And as proud as I am of everything that we have over here, and as amazing as it is, one area that I think we're a little bit lacking is in that side. Thankfully, what we have done over the past few years has been probably an exception, because we don't have those issues. Let's face it, our crowd is quite well behaved, and I think we've had, at Candy in particular, I think we've had 2 issues. Three.
But see, that's the only thing. Like, with Candy, we never really had and it wasn't a big incident that we had.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No,
different reality, and obviously, the security and staff at the venues are doing their best and whatever. But ultimately, the responsibility has to be on the individual, and we do carry on sometimes like fuckwits in our city and in our country. Unfortunately, I don't know where it comes from. I think it comes from like an Anglo thing, because they've got the same issue in the UK, they've got the same issue in Ireland, they've got the same issue in New Zealand. The Americans have some of it as well. Do you know what I mean?
America has pretty...
but they're another thing altogether, let's face it. But I guess what I'm saying is the rest of... I've been to Spain, I've done a major event in Spain, major festival in Spain, 11,000 people. Well, and the only incident was a twisted ankle. And it was a member of the fucking council of the government. She got too drunk in the VIP and walking down the stairs, she twisted her ankle.
It's not for a festival, it's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a different mentality and a different culture that we have over here, and
because people are going there to actually enjoy the time.
Yeah, that's what it comes back to. Yeah, the intention is a bit different. And also even how they drink. Like they and when I say they, I mean like, so in Spain, in Colombia, I've seen people consume alcohol and drugs like nowhere else in the world. I thought the Colombians were the world champions until I went to Spain.
Oh no, Spain.
The Spanish are hands down the motherfucking world champions in drinking and taking drugs. I've never seen anything like it. I'll tell you a funny story because we've got time. So I show up to Spain to do this massive full moon party Europe in 2018. 17, sorry. I'm lost now. 2018. So the promo and all the preamble and the improvements and everything had already begun for the past few months.
Yeah.
But finally I arrive into Spain about 2 months before the event, and I sit down and straight into this meeting at very down the bottom of Spain in the Costa del Sol, down there, actually a little bit past it even, in the middle of nowhere. I sit down with the meeting, and at this meeting there's my lawyer, one of my partners, the mayor of the town that it was being held at, federal police, state police, firemen, ambulance services, right? I'd been on the road for 2.5 days to get there because in the middle of nowhere. And I get there and I sit down at this meeting and everyone's there and everyone's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And there's someone walking around taking photos because it was like the big thing, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway. And I sit down and the mayor says, "Okay, cool, awesome. welcome everybody. I'd like to acknowledge the state police, federal police, blah, 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 and they're taking notes. And he goes, so the promoter, Rafa, welcome, great to have you here, blah, blah, blah. Where is the botellón going to be?
Botellón?
That was exactly my answer, but I didn't say it. But in my head, I'm like, botellón, what's that? And silence. And then the guy goes to me, because it's really important for us and for the police to know where the botellón is going to be. Botellón in Spanish means big bottle.
Yeah, but yeah.
So I'm speechless, and then my lawyer steps in and says, actually, he's from the area, and he said, actually, I might jump in here and I'll just explain. We're thinking the botellón, as often is traditionally, is going to be, pull up that photo, man, that one there. No, down, that one there, the crowd one. That one, yeah. Oh, okay, there you go. Good luck with that, Paulie. Yeah.
There you go.
That was an awesome event, man.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, great memories. I mean, it was a bit rough because there was a whole bunch of shit, which I'll tell you about some other day. But anyway, so then my lawyer says, I'll jump in here, and he goes, the botellón's going to be in the car park, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes to me, don't worry, I'll explain to you later. Because I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway, big meeting, finishes. And then I go out and go, what is botellón? I later learned what el botellón was because I was working with all these other events and everything. It's essentially an area designated outside of most nightclubs, not all of them, the bigger ones, and the festivals, where the police and everyone agrees it's a free-for-all zone, as in drugs, alcohol, everything, right? Wow. Now, it's all BYO, yeah, so it's outside of the event.
Yeah.
And it's to stop people running amok all over the towns and all that, whatever these places are where they're going to party and congregate and everything. They have this one designated spot. The police don't really go in unless unless there's some issue or something. But in there, everyone, it's usually in the car parks or near the car parks. Everyone goes in there. They park their cars and whatever. They pull up the boots. The boot. They crank up the music. They have the little party there. Yeah. They've got heaps of piss, and they're openly consuming drugs out in front of everybody, popping pills, whatever. I've never seen anything like it. It's fucking insane. And then what they do
party
is
culture.
Yeah, and then they do that. So they do that for a few hours. It's like la previa, yeah. It's like the whatever. And then eventually, either the security or the police come around and say, "All right, guys, come on, time to go in." I couldn't believe what I was fucking seeing. But anyway, so that's that whole thing. That I'm not saying Australia's got to get to that level.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll ever happen. But definitely, the culture I think needs to cool down a little bit as far as the incidents and everything, but equally as well the regulations and all that needs to cool down a little bit because I think we're actually killing ourselves with all this. Even the lockouts was an embarrassment what they did to the city. Man. Yeah,
it still is.
Yeah,
man. But hopefully we'll go back to normal by the end of this year.
Yeah, so that's another issue altogether that's decimated us in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
I don't think these people are aware of what they're doing. It's very reactionary what's going on right now, and the media's behind it as well. They're loving it. They're selling ads and everything like they never have before.
Actually, you know what? Talking about that, the media and stuff. I remember seeing, because my wife told me, J Balvin had the coronavirus. And I looked at this interview that J Balvin did.
Yeah.
He was saying... he was saying that the virus was really strong. He felt really sick. He thought he was going to die. He was about to die. And I was sitting there. I was looking at the interview and I was like, but no, like, you having the same symptoms you get when you have flu just for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
And he says, it traumatizes you because thinking you're going to die and stuff. And I think that's mainly pretty much the media. Because if you look at the media, then it will tell you, if you get it, you're going to die. It's a really bad, like, whatever they call it, really bad virus, a deadly virus. So once you get it, it's not as deadly. Obviously, it's deadly, but not as deadly as they make it seem.
No.
But since you already saw the media, it goes into your head, I'm dying. So I think that's what traumatizes you more than actually having the virus.
100%, my brother.
Because if you had the virus and you didn't know anything about it, it's bad, but it's a flu.
I'll tell you something to pick up on that from the media's point of view. Without going too far down the rabbit hole. oh, J Balvin's sick. Oh, Tom Hanks is sick. Oh, the Prince Charles has it. Oh, this person is going to die. Oh, that bit's horrible. Why don't they interview the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people around the world that have had it, didn't even know they had it? Or the millions of people that had it, felt some symptoms, stayed at home, maybe took some Panadol, drank some tea, and recovered without any issues. I know a lot of those people myself. I know someone, one of my best friend's dad, Josh's dad, Josh Lim's dad, 78 years old, got it, stayed at home, looked after himself, and got better. Now, I don't expect them to interview you if you had it or whatever, because they've admitted openly a long time ago that 80 to 90% of the population, even higher actually, but let's just leave it at 80, 90%, is completely asymptomatic.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the problem is when you're at a very old age. So, okay, so here's this man, 78 years old, stayed at home a week or two because he was forced to stay at home.
Yeah.
And he's completely cured. Where's his interview? Because I'm not saying the media is going to come out tomorrow and say, okay, we were lying, everyone was lying, this is all a fucking fix to make big pharmaceutical companies make billions and billions of dollars out of all of this, and Amazon to make billions and billions of dollars, and social media and big tech, and get the Clintons back in power and all these things. I'm not saying they're going to say that, but what they should be doing is saying, okay, yes, it is a virus, yes, it is potentially deadly, particularly to our older Australians and older people around the world, but there's also you don't have to have that much fear and be that scared, because most of the people, large majority of the people, 99 point whatever percent, are completely asymptomatic and recover without any issues at all. That's my problem.
But it's because being too realistic doesn't sell much media.
Exactly, my friend.
So that's why they need to always enhance it, make it.
No doubt about it. You'll never hear the media say, hey guys, welcome to Tuesday the 13th of September, live from rah rah rah. Carjackings were down this month, so we've got our reporter down at, where is she going to be? Down at the Bureau of Statistics.
Yeah.
We're going to cross to her live. Hey, I'm coming at you live from the Bureau of Statistics. Crime is down.
No one.
That's not newsworthy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think that the sooner everyone around the world realizes that the whole system of the news is founded on fucking fear and anxiety. They know that. They know that that's what sells. Facebook knows that when you show people negative posts that generate a negative reaction, that make people angry, that make people anxious, that make people fearful, you're much more likely to react and respond to that than you are to react or respond to good news. Yeah. They know that. This is fact, yeah?
Plus, I think the need, I think the media wants us to be locked down.
Oh, no doubt about it.
The media needs us to be locked down because no one is gonna watch the news from work, so they need us to be at home.
Or when you're out and about, or
and they need us to be at home and always be. I need to be tuning into what's going on. What's the latest news?
I'll tell you something else about that, man. So when you're out and about, you're going out, you're having a drink, you're having some food, you're maybe doing some sort of an activity or a hobby or whatever it is that you do, most of that money that you're spending is going to very small and medium businesses. And large, let's say at a city or at a national level, large businesses. But primarily, almost none of that money is going to the big corporations, because the big corporations essentially are, obviously you've got your banks and all that, but essentially they're all online. And then some major exceptions, but I'm talking about the ones that can easily drive this agenda and then profit from it. If people can't see that, because a lot of people say, well, why would they crash the economy? They're losing money too. And yes, there's some people losing money, but again, if you look at the numbers coming out of all of these massive international conglomerates right now, even local ones like Woolies and Coles and Bunnings, man, they're making fucking squillions more than they were before. And whose money are they taking? The small to small
company,
medium companies, your restaurants, your cafes, your nightclubs, your hobbies, your function centers, your weddings, your churches, all of these. I mean, church is not a good example, but all of these small to medium businesses, fucked, and everyone that works for them as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like for example, like with the delivery system, the
There you
government
go.
can turn around and say, "Oh yeah, but a lot of small businesses are doing delivery, so they keep on." But if you look at taking consideration
Uber.
that so Uber Eats takes a big chunk of
Big
percentage.
chunk. And where's that money going?
to-
Overseas.
Yeah.
To a big corporation overseas, which isn't paying hardly any tax in this country. So again, we're by allowing these people to put that fear and anxiety in us, we're destroying all our hard-earned wealth. And I remember when all of this started, there was some idiots online saying, "Oh, listen to this guy, the events promoter. He's just worried about his money and his events." Far from it. Far from it.
Man, I've seen now like I've seen a guy on my Facebook that they own like a big business, big in the hospitality scene.
Yeah.
But he also says the virus really like he's saying like the virus really deadly and this and that is really.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has his business, his restaurant up and running.
Yeah.
Always want to say, but it's always going to start dramas and whatnot. But if your business is in the hospitality scene and it's still running,
Yeah.
why don't you just shut it down? If you believe this virus is really real and stuff, why don't you shut down
Good
your
point,
business
yeah.
and
Good
leave all
point.
the $1,500 a fortnight
Very good
that the
point.
government gives you?
Very good
If
point.
it's that deadly.
Yeah. Very good
And
point.
I think that
That's
this is something-
hypocritical, yeah.
Yeah, because I see him every week come up with like, oh yeah, all these people making up bullshit that the virus is not real and it's fake and the government. I'm like, well, bro, like shut down your business, which is giving you a lot of money right now
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a really popular business.
Mm.
Why don't you shut it down?
Yeah.
And then because
Yeah.
people can get the virus
course.
from your restaurant, and
Yeah.
it's been the actual restaurant has been on the news for having the virus,
Fuck off.
right? Yeah, and
Wow.
they come up saying, oh yeah, we clean it up, we're making sure everything's safe for
Yeah,
everyone.
look, I tell you something. There's a lot of self-interest in this. For a fact, majority of these people kind of telling everybody off for wanting their freedom back and for challenging the status quo. A lot of these people are sitting on their fat asses in their home on JobKeeper or JobSeeker. Do you know what I mean? Having a little holiday out of this.
Yeah.
So they're not feeling the pain. And as a matter of fact, the cynical side of me says, the government knows this and they know this very well, and they know that if they weren't doing the handouts and pumping the economy with money that we're going to have to pay
Sooner or later.
sooner or later, sooner and later, unfortunately, they know that there'll be riots on the fucking street. It wouldn't even last in a month.
Yeah.
And here we are almost 6 months later, believing that somehow these lockdowns, which haven't worked, are somehow going to work.
Yeah.
You got all these professionals. I mean, now it's so blatantly obvious now. And the thing is, a lot of our politicians are now growing some nuts and growing a backbone, and they're actually calling it out. And people in the media, which have been silent for a long time, mainstream media, that is, they're calling it out as well. You've got health professionals all over the world, but particularly now, for the first time in Australia at least, publicly calling it out. I know health professionals, and you know some as well, but I know some that won't say anything on camera. They won't say anything publicly. Why? Because they will lose their jobs.
Yeah.
And not only that, their careers will be destroyed by big pharma, by the health, so-called health organizations.
Yeah.
Their careers will be destroyed and they will be shamed and all of that. So I think everything that's going on, there's much more to it. And coming back to DJs, coming back to hospitality, coming back to events, coming back to weddings, coming back to restaurants and cafes and security guards and taxi drivers and Uber drivers and the little store in front of the nightclub that makes his money from selling kebabs at 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like
It's a big loss that we take.
Yeah.
Hospitality. You won't really think we put that much money into the government into us paying tax.
Yeah.
But it actually is a lot
Of
of
course,
cash
of
going
course,
in
of course.
that they don't consider us just because
Look,
we're not important.
Yeah, no, you know what the main issue is with hospitality, unfortunately, but primarily also nightlife driven hospitality. It is a collection again of small businesses. So the bigger businesses in the hospitality sector, which are all like your clubs and your big pubs and all these kind of RSL type joints that we have around New South Wales and Australia, they've been open now for a while.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that have pull, because they're your conglomerates. You know, they're all in the Australian Hoteliers Association. They've got a voice.
Yeah.
But then you've got all these thousands of venues all over Sydney, all over the cities of Australia and elsewhere, that because you're a small player, you've got no voice.
Yeah.
And that's actually a testament to how weak and how divided these people are, and how much that needs to change, because the only way for them to have a voice is to unite. It's supposed to be people like the AHA, even though they technically only represent hotels, Australian Hoteliers Association, but these nightclubs and these bar owners and everything, and these sort of restaurant turn bar turn club jobs, which is there are a lot of as well, they need to come up with some sort of a union or some sort of a delegation or some sort of lobby group to represent them and the workers, because the voice is not being heard at all.
But see, like when you talk about big businesses, it does make sense. Like for example, they're letting when they got rid of the lockout laws and they open up clubs. Well, not clubs or pubs. They only made it with rules that won't affect casino.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So
course,
that's what we
of course.
were able to work, because we sort of fall under the rules. Not everyone, but only a certain few.
Yeah.
And also with hotels and stuff, they're not losing money, because they're having now it's mandatory. Even if you come from a different state, you have to be locked down for 2 weeks in a hotel.
Yeah.
Pay you $3,000.
Yeah. Look, there's public money, which is our money, which again we're gonna have to pay for.
But that's what I mean. The government looking out for the bigger businesses.
Well, 100%. Yeah. So we are in agreement 100%, because again, lockouts come in, and I know I'm a cynic again, and I know some things that other people don't know, but I heard that there was a deal behind closed doors that they said, okay, you can have the CBD locked out, and then essentially 2,500 small businesses affected, but leave our big clubs out west and everywhere else alone, because that's where the real money's at. That's where, you know, the pokies and all these things, right? And of course the casino, which there was an article in the Time and the Daily Telegraph, within the first 6 or 7 months of the lockout, their revenue went through the roof, tens of millions of dollars. And they were saying, no, that's not true. But then managers from the venue who did not want to be named said the amount of people coming through the doors is like never before. And then we even had that expression come into Sydney, which had never existed before, which is going to the CAS. We're going to the CAS. Everyone used to go to the CAS. And I remember standing outside near the casino, because some of our venues are close to the casino. And it was like an ant's nest. People coming from all over Sydney walking towards the casino.
That was pretty much an after party.
Yeah. So, you know, stupid, silly, ill-conceived laws, and always the big fish eating the little fish. And unfortunately, us people, smaller people, are not that well represented in the halls of power and the corridors of power. But I think primarily thanks to all this COVID-1984, as I like to call it, a lot of people are sort of looking behind the curtain. And I think there's major change. There was major changes already coming, which is one of the reasons why this new system that they're trying to implement had to come in to stop the yellow vest movement in all over Europe and the world, and to stop the riots in Chile. And there was all this major sort of real big
process.
So, but I think it's going to come now harder than ever. So, as much as I would like to admit it's going to happen quickly and easily, it's going to be a bumpy ride this next few months and years. But ultimately, it's going to be a great thing on the other side, man. And I'm
No,
forever an optimist.
I think the good thing, well, for people in our industry,
Yeah.
the good thing is that now it's time to concentrate on what's online, anything online. To your for DJs, musicians, to start like build your little studios. Like everybody, like a lot of the DJs I know, I'm helping a few DJs actually build a little studio, like to broadcast the set lives.
Yeah.
And the good thing with that is that it's pretty much free marketing. Depends which platform you use.
Yeah.
And to broadcast. See, now is the time for the people that actually take this business seriously.
No doubt.
To actually put in the work. Because a lot of the good thing with this is a lot of the people that took it as a hobby.
Yeah.
There's no money coming in, so don't worry about that. I got my daytime job. But people that actually are in it for the love, the passion, and it's their full-time job.
Yeah.
It's their actual career.
Yeah.
Take it as a career.
Yeah.
They're actually gonna, like any other business, they're gonna find ways to implement themselves and to use their skills and to get some, to get much money out of it, because you're probably not gonna get any money from it.
But therein lies the problem, though.
What do you mean?
Well,
in the money
these this is a career for you. I mean, you were a full-time DJ, but you left working for retail some time ago, or at least partially left it and whatever. And, you know, out of the few boys, out of a lot of people that I know, you were one of the few ones that was almost entirely a full-time DJ, right? Which is all credit to you, all power to you. But that's not happening anymore. And look, I'm an optimist, as I was saying. And even where we are seated today is a byproduct of this whole COVID thing that's going on, because it's making us all not only think and adapting, but it's accelerating a lot of people's side projects and and I'm eternally grateful for this period, for the time it has given me to move out onto the lands and build this studio and build my recording studio and write my book and all these things. But let's not forget that we are being fucking robbed of our livelihoods. You know what I'm saying? Full power to everybody at home trying to work with the situation, because it's not like you can go against it. You got to work with it. It's a huge international, global thing. And shout out to everybody. Even a lot of our own boys here in Sydney, Latin boys even. I see them trying the little podcast things and blah.
Yeah, that's pretty much a thing to as a. Well, you're not gonna get money out of it, but you're gonna get the marketing that you need, free marketing, because now most of the people are more on the phones, and you can get your workout now internationally. You don't have to, because at a club you only get the people that go to the club. And your mixes, but now live, But there's platforms coming out to help us get money. For example, Mixcloud is doing like a fan page for DJs. So what it is you get people to subscribe to you with a monthly fee, and they get mixtapes that nobody else will get. You upload them, you give them mixtapes that nobody else will get.
Okay, but how does that work with? Okay, so
copyright?
people got to subscribe and pay.
With a monthly fee. So you put the monthly fee that you want them to pay, say $10 a month.
Cool.
And out of the money is low, obviously, because out of them, say $15, 60%, no, 70% goes to pay the artists or the songs. Then from
royalties.
that 30%, 60 goes to pay Mixcloud, and you keep the 40% of the 30% of the total amount. So it's very little. Like
you submit your playlist. And that's how do they pick up whose tracks they are and stuff like that? Do you know, or do you have to submit it, or they like kind of Shazam it and it all pays?
I think they Shazam it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Any sort of, because even if you put remixes, they're not gonna care about the remix, the DJ who made it. They're gonna go straight for what song is being remixed. Oh,
okay.
Sort of thing. And I think
you're not submitting guest lists, so they.
I think they actually put in playlists their names.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I haven't really got into it too much.
Okay, cool.
But that's a really good way for us to get some sort of income. You're only gonna see income once you get obviously the big amount of people.
Yeah, I'll tell you something though. Unfortunately, and again, I don't want to be pessimistic, but there's only so much of that because essentially to make money with all of these things, even with podcasting, you need to reach a level where you're talking. Let's just throw out there millions of views or streams or downloads or whatever it is. There's only enough space. There's only enough people going around for only a handful of people to kind of reach that level of, of monetization. You understand what I'm saying? So unfortunately, again, we go back to the same thing. Like, you've worked hard to become who you are. You deserve to be compensated for all your time and your energy and your effort and your skill and your investment because you've invested a lot over the years. And that's why you're a professional DJ. Your livelihood has been taken from you. Some government authority, which should not have the power to tell you when you can and can't work, has done that. Some government authority, which should not have the power to lock anyone down or tell anyone where to go, has come in and said, you can't go anywhere. Fuck you, motherfucker. Like, your job, in my opinion, and I'm going to go off a little bit here because it's a rant, but your job is to advise me with the best science possible, and then it is up to me to choose, okay, do I want to leave my house? Do I want to open my business? Do I want to wear a mask? Do I want to send my kids to school? And the government should provide whatever support is needed for those people who feel like they are compromised, their immune systems or their health, or because of their age, or because of, again, their choice to stay at home. We will support you. And instead of pissing all this money to the wind, keeping everybody locked down, a minuscule amount of those billions of dollars that have already been spent could be invested in revolutionizing aged care, revolutionizing care at home for the old people, revolutionizing care, our health systems. And but no, we've jumped into this.
They're generalizing everyone.
100%.
Instead of just
100%.
taking care of changing the way the people that will affect them live.
No doubt.
They are changing everyone. That's how you should live. But like,
and that's wrong. And that's wrong. That's wrong. That's 100% wrong.
Yeah, but hopefully this all.
It's happening, bro. It's happening. Like the things that they're doing now is getting out of control. Like people in Victoria. I mean, everyone says Victoria, but it's happening in New South Wales as well. Facebook groups getting taken down. What happened to democracy? What happened to freedom of speech? Isn't that what we fought wars for, and why we always criticize China and communism and Kim Jong-un and all these people? Here we're doing exactly the same thing, bro. There's people, do you see the videos? I don't know if you saw them last week. Police officers knocking on people's doors.
No, I haven't seen
because of your Facebook post.
Oh, swear.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all online. You can see it all. It's not bullshit. It's not some conspiracy theory. They're doing it. They even announced that the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade has got a task force, I think is the word, within it now, which is targeting critical thinkers, conspiracy theories.
You know what I think now it's getting out of control, because when this all started, like for example me, I was like, all right, we're gonna go in lockdown because they said the virus lasts two weeks.
Thank you.
We're gonna go in lockdown.
Okay.
Bam, lock us all down for the month, 2 weeks or a month, whatever. Get over with.
Sure.
Get what I mean? After that month, we go back to normal. There's
That's
no
right.
virus because it only lasts
Thank you. Yep.
to close the country.
Sure.
Let it run for 1 month.
Sure.
And that's it. So that's what a lot of people thought. They didn't know it was gonna, like, I thought for my birthday in 3 weeks, I was like, yeah, man, we're gonna be sweet by September.
Yeah.
And since we're an island,
Yeah.
close the island down.
Yeah,
We
I
want to
hear
be
you.
sweet.
Yeah.
This is what I didn't get from the government. That, for example, with big businesses like not big business like shoe stores, all these other businesses, the small businesses, medium businesses, they were pretty much saying to them, "Nah, don't close down because of the economy. You can't close down. You need to make your money." But then they would turn around and tell people, "Don't go shopping because it's dangerous."
What about the Prime Minister when the pandemic's been declared internationally, and he's saying, "I'm going to the footy this weekend."
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course,
this is what. Yeah,
so
it's
should
like
everybody.
so contradicting.
It's but that goes to show that this whole thing is a fucking circus. Because I tell you something else, and this is how they work. They know what they're doing, right? The government and the elites and people in power have a very good understanding of how the population thinks, how they react, and how much they're going to put up with. If they would have told you on the 21st of March, which I think when they sort of canned the events and really started clamping down around that time, if they would have told you that we were still going to be locked down the way we are now, because even though we're not locked down, let's face it, we're locked down.
Yeah.
Right?
Technically.
Yeah. Not allowed to leave the country, not allowed to go out where we want to go out to, not allowed to trade. If they would have told you September, we're still going to be locked down, what would you have said?
No way.
I would have said
at the start.
Exactly. So how do they do it? They do it. It's a tiptoe. They do it bit by bit.
Yeah.
They go 2 weeks, month. Oh, cases. Oh, another month. Oh, the fucking ship came from fucking whatever, and there's a lot of cases now. Oh, so we've got to do another month, and now there's another extension. Now there's another, and before you know it, it's been a year and a half.
Yeah. Remember what
It's
they did when they
insane.
came out with the step 1, then eventually step 2, and step 3, which we are now. We're probably step 4.
What happened to
clubs
that?
Were gonna be
What
open.
happened to that?
They forgot about it.
But
Never
have you
talk about it
noticed?
anymore.
Have you noticed how it goes from lockdown, no one wearing masks, to because masks don't work, to deaths. Oh, because 150, 160,000 people are going to die.
Yeah.
To then no one's dying because the lockdown's working. So now we're going to open back up, and we've got some sort of a plan. And they were going almost like every week. Oh, we're in 1 now. In 3 weeks we're going to be in 2. What happened to that? Now and then it was masks again. And then it was all of a sudden it's all about positive cases. I mean, who gives a fuck about positive cases when we know that 90-something% of the population is asymptomatic?
Yeah.
Stick to the facts. Stick to the facts. And that's why it's unscientific. It's completely unscientific what they're doing. They like to pretend that they're all health experts and they know what they're doing, but they got no fucking idea what they're doing.
Yeah, man. Now
It's embarrassing.
it's too much now. Like a lot of people are suffering. And
No.
especially in the hospitality. Like I speak to friends in Colombia.
Yeah.
I think Colombia's now open. No
I don't
lockdowns.
know. I haven't. You know what? We've got so much going on locally that I've purposely shut off from what's going on. I mean, a lot of friends of mine have comments on, and they want to talk about Trump and United States and BLM, and I've switched off completely because there's so much going on and there's so much plays and counter plays and left and right and up and down that it drives you mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think Medellin is opening.
Yeah.
It's back to open. But they are allowing the clubs to open as normal clubs, but no dancing and no alcohol.
Yeah.
So
See, who makes up these things, man? Who makes
so
up these
that's
rules?
one thing. Like, why would
Yeah.
you go to a club? You can't dance and you can't drink.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? So
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
The stuff they're coming up with is like they don't even know what else to make up.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
invent
I hear you, man.
for
I
you
hear you.
to-
I hear you. No, 100%. But we've had our COVID bitch.
yeah.
You can tell we work in hospitality.
Yeah.
And man, and to lighten up the mood a little bit, as we like to do on our show, we've prepared some images for you to
All
take
right.
a look at. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about these things.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen these, man. So
Oh,
maybe
wow.
you can help us out.
I think that was my sister's birthday. I think that was my
Wow.
sister's birthday.
This May.
18th.
Yeah.
Hello, May.
That was a
Ni hao
long time
ma.
ago, man. You know, it's funny because that day I celebrated her birthday with all my friends. Like
Her
everybody-
birthday with all your friends.
About me and my friends, like
Yeah.
actually put together for her birthday, but we
Yeah, yeah,
invited
yeah,
like
yeah.
2 or 3 of her friends.
I love May.
Then the rest was just all my friends drinking.
She's awesome, brother. And so this almost looks like a K-pop advertisement.
Oh man, I bought that shirt in America.
Nah, but not because of the shirt, just because of you two guys. Looks like Korean pop, K-pop.
Oh yeah. That was the
What's
thing
with all
back
those
then.
bands there, man? What the fuck is that? Your
Bands.
your wristbands.
I don't know, man. That was like the
Well, if you don't
the
know,
thing
then
we used to do
yeah,
in high school.
good on you, man. Nice watch too, brother.
EDM-ish.
What else you got there, my brother?
Uh,
Oh,
That
damn! What
was
the
in
hell
America.
is that?
That was I think the second time I went to America.
Uh huh.
It was
Look at
my
that
mom.
hair, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like Sonic the Hedgehog with a fucking ratty.
I didn't know what else to do with my hair, man. Because I
Yeah.
got like really spiky Asian hair.
Yeah,
So I can't have it down
Yeah,
and I can't fix it with wax.
yeah. There you go.
So the
And
only
there's
way I
Mama.
yeah.
Hola, hola. And there's May again, faithful sister.
Hmm.
What else we got there, Paulie?
Snakes. Oh, that was something.
That's the kid that walked into Tequila.
Yeah.
That's him.
But out of every photo I have there, like I got thousands of photos. You pick that one?
Whoa, yeah, it says a lot, I think. I mean, it
Mm.
looks like you're standing on a light. Well done.
Nah, but seeing you through the years like that, you don't dress like that now.
No,
Nah, that was-
he's had a
oh,
few.
man.
He's
That's
had a
my
few.
Or you should see me the way I used to dress back in high school, man. I was like a mad, like metal sort of guy.
Wow.
Used to wear like the metal bands and everything.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Do we
I
have
was
any-
in a band. Nah.
You-
That was I
you-
was in.
you got rid of 'em
I
all,
couldn't
right?
even. Nah, I couldn't even afford a phone back then, man.
Oh, wow.
Them days.
Uh
So no camera, lucky.
huh.
And I was in
Learning
in
how to
my
ride a bike.
mom's.
Look at the seriousness in the face.
Yeah,
like,
concentration.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
actually a backyard of my mom's boss's house.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was.
Yeah, you look
huge,
very
huge
nerdy
fan.
there, brother.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Look at them shoes. The boat shoes and
Paulie, help us out. Oh well, it's just getting better now.
yeah, that was getting a bit older.
Uh huh.
I think that was what 2010 ish.
Uh huh.
But the shoes 11, 10. 11, 10.
Okay, thank you.
Like 17.
Yeah, there's more. I got to bring up
Yeah.
something, man. Remind me, something very, very important.
Yeah.
Ah, here he is. That
That was the
tequila.
tequila days.
That's the place we were talking about before, where
Yeah.
Sebi cut his teeth, man. And he became DJ Sebi D. and thankfully, he didn't become DJ Smokey.
Oh, bro, that was bad.
So I get a phone call from Sebi. You don't know this story.
No.
I get a
Nah.
phone call from Sebi, and this is very early in the piece, but
Yeah.
he'd already started DJing and stuff. And he says to me, "Hey, bro," he goes, "I'm thinking of changing my name, man, because I sound too much like the guy from
Paulie D.
Paulie
Paulie
D.
D.
Yeah, Paulie D." And I said to him, "Oh, okay, cool, fair enough, I understand.
Hmm.
Name changing is nothing wrong with that." And then he
Mm.
goes to me, "Yeah, because I'm thinking of calling myself DJ Smokey."
Yeah, that was I've been watching Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Smokey.
Okay, cool. Thank fuck you rang me.
Yeah.
And not someone like maybe Paulie, because I reckon you would have ended up being, Paulie?
DJ Smokey.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, Smokey. Smokey.
Smokey. Thank fuck for that. No DJ
Yeah.
Smokey. All right, so there he is. Yep.
Can we see the Joe May tattoos?
Yeah. Without going to jail.
Yeah.
What else you got there?
I don't know, man. One of my old friends had
Oh,
that was the start of-
Chinchulanja. Wow.
Karaoke
So you were an
start of
MC.
my music career.
There you go, man.
Oh man, I've done a lot of things
Uh-huh.
back in the days, man.
You know, Asians and karaoke, man, they go hand in
Yeah.
hand.
That was back in the days, man.
Very cute. I reckon Asian babies are very cute, man.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Now,
That was
now
actually
we're
my,
talking.
my first DJ setup. That was my
Really?
first DJ
So is this
setup.
at home or this looks like a house party?
A house party.
You see the
my
popper
mate's
there and
ex.
everything.
See his
See
hair.
that
like-
my mixer? Because I used to have them old school speakers.
Oh wow!
So that was on mixer.
Man,
that was
that-
city.
But
That
you
was
see his
city.
hairband at the back?
Who?
Yeah, we got the blonde
yeah, I had
sugar, the
that.
golden child.
Mm. Nah, man, that's actually that was actually I think my first or second proper gig, like
Uh-huh.
a house party
Yeah,
actual DJ gig that I had.
yeah.
Oh man, and I remember for
electronic,
that,
but yeah.
I remember once I think a year before that I went to Peru. I was 15 and I went to a club. My mate hooked me up. He got me in. And I saw the DJ. I was like, man, because I always like being on stage
Yeah.
with my dad and stuff. I always like being the spotlight sort of thing. And I heard the DJ. I was like, man, I want to be a DJ. So I came back to Australia and I told my mate, one of my best mates, Marty, and told him like, man, we should be DJs.
Yeah.
And we started. That's when we got.
We can get laid.
We started. We called ourselves the Warner Brothers because we liked it. I was like, all right, cool. We started, and his dad back then he used to be like a salsa sort of DJ, like small house party
Yeah.
DJ. And like, yeah, my dad used to be a DJ, so
Mm.
I'm like, all right, cool. Let's put our money together. I think that thing I remember cost us about $500. Put in like 250, 250, two and a bit together each. And went to JB Hi-Fi and we bought our first setup. That was like pretty much like the room. And it was a city setup. So we didn't know anything about BPM, nothing.
Of
and
course,
his dad just told us about the high, the mids, and the lows. Like, and he told us around the highs, you can put it all the way up if you want. It's got nothing to do.
Wow.
Just work on your
Great
mids and your
advice.
lows. I was like, all right, cool.
Great advice.
And man, we ran from that. Like, we pretty much had two
Wow.
CDs with 20 songs on each CD.
Yeah.
And we went to party for 5 hours with 40 songs.
Wow.
We played the same song like
Wow.
the same, like every hour we'll repeat the whole playlist.
So how old are you here now? Like what?
28. Turning 28.
Motherfucker, not now. Back then.
I started when I was 17.
Okay,
17.
so you're not okay. Even for 17, that's pretty like
What?
ghetto.
Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That set didn't last that long.
Yeah.
What got me more into it is when I stopped, like, because my mate didn't really want to do it as a full time or anything.
Yeah.
He just did it to for the girls and all that.
Yeah.
So I was more serious into it.
Yeah,
so,
obviously, yeah, and that usually separates the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean,
But-
yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
sorry, but so around the time you kicked off properly, like say Tequila or
Yeah.
whatever, that's like what, 21, no? 20, 21, 22? Yeah,
No,
because
I
that's
was
7,
18.
8 years ago.
No, Tequila was 2011, I think.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, so it's 9
Or
years ago.
19,
Yeah,
19,
9 years
20,
ago.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, there you go. For some perspective, it was a crazy fucking club, that one, man.
Yeah, no.
It was crazy. It was crazy out in the open, and there was all this crazy shit going on behind us backstage. Fucking boom boom room 1, and
Man, you know what I used
it
to
was
like? I
insane.
used to always before I actually started DJing there, before I met you guys, I used to hang out, in the toilets.
Yep,
You know how there was across
hallway,
from the toilets.
of course.
There was a door for the backstage.
course.
Man, I used to always hang out there to see what's going on.
Oh man,
Try to get in there in the back,
of course.
the back
You're
room.
not the only one, brother.
Bro, that back
But
room.
you know what
was-
the funny thing is?
Mm.
The funny thing is that room was pretty wild in itself. But
Yeah.
that was nothing. There was another room on that
Upstairs.
floor. No. On that floor there was another little room. Then you went upstairs and there was the official boom boom room, but there was
Yeah.
another 2, let's call them sections, where
Alright.
all sorts of crazy shit used to go on.
Oh,
And I
fuck,
always
dude.
used to make the joke, if one day someone went in there with one of them CSI fucking light things, the ones
Yeah,
with the
all
blood
the-
splatter on it,
Yeah.
man, the shit would light up like a Christmas tree. Because
Fuck.
I mean, it was fucking wild. Because obviously we had regulars and the boys and whatever, and lots of women and
Yeah,
like a
I
big
remember- I
club,
remember, yeah.
especially out west, lot of locals and shit, and I was even shocked at walking backstage sometimes to chill for a bit, and I walk into a room and there'll be like 2 chicks and 7 guys,
Yeah.
and there'll be drugs. Everyone's smoking like they don't give a fuck, and they'll have 3 or 4 bottles. I don't know where the bottles came from. I don't know anything. And but they were kind of boys that we trusted, yeah. But it was a fucking free for all. Like I literally walk in and there'll be chicks on their knees, man, doing their thing.
Yeah. No, but I think that's something we need now. Like that's
right now?
Yeah. No,
Paulie, can you make
no.
some calls?
No, but like I mean, like
Yeah.
that it's like when you have like a really strict parent, right? Like you
I
can't
know,
have
I hear
these-
you, I hear you, I hear
and
you.
then
I hear you.
you go out and you go all crazy because you
course,
never had
of
that
course,
experience.
of course.
But I reckon if the government sort of we lays back on our industry and we are allowed to have
Yeah, I hear
that
you
sort of
100%.
fun, man.
I hear you
people
100%.
have because you can have it.
Yeah, the fact that you can have it without any sort of, let's say, restriction or penalty or
Yeah.
uh,
It makes you want it
subconsciously,
less.
you don't want
yeah.
it because there's no taboo, there's no mystery, there's no forbidden fruit thing where you can't have it, and that's scientifically proven because you can do that with babies in a room.
Yeah.
Babies that understand already a language, you can say to them, okay, don't sit on that chair, and you walk out of the room, and the baby looks around and goes and sits on the chair.
Yeah.
Like majority of the babies will. So it's just a human thing. But no doubt about it. I mean, I'm not advocating that it needs to go obviously to that level, but yes, we do need to loosen up a lot. And I think we've already had like only 2 or 3 shows, but I've already spoken about individual responsibility. If you fuck up, you get punished, not everyone else.
Yeah,
you understand?
course, yeah.
We don't pay for the idiots. The idiots pay. And that's a big problem, particularly in Australia. We're very reactionary.
Yeah.
Where straight away anything happens, we need to change laws, we need to add laws, we need to, oh look, he's doing something wrong. No, so fuck him.
They like the control. They like,
they love the
this
control.
country likes. They don't want to be. Like America or anything. Or they look at that.
Yeah, even America has some crazy, regulations and stuff like that. I don't think that's a good example. I think many parts of Europe and definitely many ways Latin America, even though it's quite chaotic. But look, regulation is fine. It has a role to play.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. And you need to have a framework, and you need to have. But it's almost like we need less rules and more education and recommendations on how you should do things. But then ultimately it's up to you. I mean, that's the whole thing about free will and freedom at the end of the day. Freedom, it's the same thing as freedom of speech, and which is a hot topic right now. And one that we will more than likely talk a lot, because nowadays you got to be very careful what you say. Like am I allowed to call a homosexual gay? Am I allowed to call an African person black? I mean, there's all these things now, and you got to really watch what you say. But the thing is, freedom of speech is not you are free to say whatever you want to say, and everyone else can't. Freedom of speech is
without being judged.
Yeah, so freedom of speech is, I totally disagree with what you say, and as a matter of fact, I am almost repulsed by what you say. But because we have freedom of speech, and because I want my freedom of speech, I need to allow you to have your freedom of speech. It's your right. And also another thing is this whole outrage thing, where if we disagree on something, we're enemies. That's got to stop too. So let's say me and you're pro climate change and I'm not. We're not enemies.
We just think different.
Yeah, we think different, but and I got to respect your view. As much as I disagree with it or not, I need to respect your views, because I want you to respect my views, and we need to have a conversation without turning into an altercation or an escalation into hatred and name calling and I block. If anybody disagrees with BLM, block me from, delete me from your friends list right now because you're a racist. Hold on, man. That's division. That's hatred. That's not where we want to be as a humanity and as a world. So I think in many ways, and in many ways too, coming back, sorry, to the regulations, I'm jumping around all over the place. But I've seen firsthand in other countries what relaxed laws are and how good that makes the place. Like with all these beautiful beaches we have in Australia, we're known for beautiful beaches. Why can't we have beach bars? Why can't we have a bar on the beach? A little cane palm-looking hut thing with some seats and some chairs, playing a little bit of soft music, and you can even tell them how many decibels there's got to be at, so you don't offend the old lady with her granddaughter that's sitting 55 meters away, in front of the ocean, and then someone can come up and pay $5 for the chair, $10 for a cocktail, and have a great day into night. Well, why can't we do that? I think we've got 2,500 beaches in Australia. There's only one licensed venue on the water, somewhere in Western Australia.
And Hamilton Island, I think, has that too.
Well, maybe so. But it's embarrassing that we can't have that, because I also think that would open up more economy, more spending, more enjoyment, more tourism, and quality of life, which we always talk about money and jobs, but what about quality of life? What about the ability to walk down the street? I mean, if you said to someone in my country, in Uruguay, that you can't walk down the street, you can't sit on the, like I used to do with my mates when I was a teenager. I wasn't drinking, but they were drinking. We used to sit on the corner. I used to drink a bottle of Coke, but they'll just sit there after a day of work in the sunshine, whatever, drinking a beer. You can't do that here.
No.
The fuck is that?
It's a control.
Big time, hermano. Yeah. So those things got to change, man. But again, we've gone straight back into the
No, but going back to the like nightclub scene, I think
Yeah.
that's something we need, like that freedom that
Ah,
people,
100%.
and also like that
100%.
that like now that I've seen like comparing the tequila days or the
Yeah.
trademark days,
Yeah.
now people take any nightclub as in if it was just a room with a DJ, they don't take it as a wow, like somewhere you wanna like a sort of not like a festival, but you know with tequila like people were amazed like fuck they all excuse me, they wanted to go to the back room, that was something, or they all wanted to party with you and do get what I mean, that excitement, there's no excitement anymore. I don't
Yeah.
see that now,
I
only
hear you.
with the big venues. But see,
Not even.
yeah,
No.
but see, with a lot of people, like for example, for some DJs, I come across as arrogant, but or MCs or whatever. Nah, it's because
No. I'm just
it's-
laughing because the arrogant things come up. Not with you. Just
Yeah.
some. Yeah.
No, but it's because see, when I'm working,
Mm.
this is one thing that separates me from a lot of people.
Yeah.
When even with MCs and stuff,
Mm.
I believe that we are working. No matter how big the venue is, no matter how many people there is, it's a show that we put in.
Of course.
We get
You got to
paid
deliver.
for a show.
Yeah, you got to deliver, man. 100%.
So I believe like I'm no against fucking MCs or whatever jumping on, but I believe we need to like if I'm putting in a good work, I want the MC to put in the same amount
I get
of
you.
work. You know what I mean? To have the same level
Yeah.
of show of what how do you
Yeah,
call it?
professionalism, responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, but see now when as soon as I see like I've seen a lot of people now because they can just do it. They can just grab the mic and a few venues, man. I've been and the people just oh yeah, hey, you have the mic. I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nah, man. Like we getting paid.
That's right.
And it's not $20 an hour. So
That's right.
why are you just giving the mic out like that?
Yeah.
It's not a game. It's no. So obviously people want to have fun, but if you keep the mic, it becomes something that
Yeah.
people can come and muck around with. You know what I mean? But if we actually keep it professional,
Yeah.
people I think will see that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. You set the bar high, and then
Of course, and
yeah.
people be excited, be like, because if you just like see now a lot of the DJs, new up and comers or MCs or whatever, they don't take it as the passion.
Yeah.
So people don't see it as a passion. They don't see the excitement in it. They
Yeah.
see like, oh, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
See, back then, like when you rock up to Tequila, for me, when I looked at the stage, everyone was professional at what they did. The DJs, the MCs, the Coco, everything, like
Yeah.
everything was professional. That's something you don't see nowadays in the
Yeah.
not that full on.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a very good point you make, and it kind of it comes back to I guess what we were saying before about the culture and you know what people actually want and everything, and it's almost like we've had a massive rant, but I believe that you know you got to point out your flaws. You got to know your flaws to improve. If you just think, oh yeah, we're the best, like you know all these people that say, oh yeah, we're the best country in the world, we're the best country in the world. Okay, maybe so, but we could be so much better.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the coming back to the events thing, the first thing I would bring your attention to, and everyone's attention to at home, is because you know a lot of people complain. Oh, you know, we should have this and we should have that, and you know we should have, and even I'm one of those people as well. We should have this, you know, whatever it's called, function one or sound, and we should have the biggest rig, and we should have, you know, we should have. I should bring Balvin back to Australia. I should bring Raycon back to Australia. I should, you know, but the problem is people don't want to pay. Why? Because the appreciation for those things is not there. Because if you truly appreciate something, good music, good venue, good drinks, well served, top-notch artists, top-notch entertainment, you will pay because it's something that you value and that you cherish. But what we've seen over the years, and to put it into perspective, the first time I went to a nightclub in Australia was in 1998. Okay, it's a long time ago. I think it was the boys took me to Chocolate City. It was on Oxford Street from memory. I can't remember. I paid $20 to get in.
And that was a lot back then.
That's in 1998. Okay. And I remember a McDonald's Happy Meal from memory was $3.95. Okay. Fast forward to 2020, right? So 22 years after, right? you're paying the same or less to get into most of the nightclubs in Sydney, if you're paying at all.
Yeah.
Right? How much is a McDonald's value meal nowadays?
Like $12, $10.
You see the problem there, and that obviously reflects on how much the DJ gets paid, how much the MC gets paid, how much the door girl gets paid. Is there a light and sound guy present at the venue or not? What rig you're allowed to afford is in your sound, and all of these things, right? So because if there's no money, there's no money. Now, if there is money, then the DJ will work harder, will make his job more professional because he's getting paid. There's more money to be made, and so on and so on. There's a flow-on effect. But essentially, that's one of the problems that I see in the culture. And obviously, for me, it's almost like biased opinion because I'm the promoter. I'm the one that makes money from that expenditure. But you understand the landscape.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
But what I mean, like, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago or last year. I got a gig at Marco Polo in the change room.
Yep.
And I remember DJ being there in the little kitchen, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Me standing inside with the security there, and girls or people will come up like, "Hey, can we please just hang out with you there?"
Yeah, of course.
And even though it's floor level, it's not up high or anything.
That's right.
And people that examine of them just hanging out inside,
Of course.
like that place.
Yeah,
tiny.
but that's always been like that in Mano.
Yeah, no, but this is
People
what I
wanting
mean.
to,
Like,
yeah.
it should be like that. For example, a Candy, it's a great club, what we have now. But, for example, anyone can just come in and party and go to meet in there in the DJ booth and whatnot. There's not that sort of excitement like, hey, I really want to be there.
Yeah.
I really want to go to meet. Now they take it as in,
Yeah, but that I think there's a lot more factors, a lot more bigger picture stuff is going on there, brother. Is the nightclubs used to be almost like the be all and end all of everything, even festivals.
Yeah.
Festivals then kind of took a lot of that limelight, and now with the cyber world, so with social media and Instagram and all these things being so massive that they've almost like taken a lot of that limelight of like be seen, be heard. You had to be in a club, dressed nice, whatever. It's almost like people don't give a fuck about that much anymore. But they rather, it's more important to have the 1,000 likes on your Instagram photo, with your whatever Photoshop thing, whatever, than it is to be actually somebody.
Yeah.
Like real in the flesh, with a skill set, with a look, with a walk, with a dance, with an attitude, with whatever it is that you have to do to be you.
Yeah.
And to be seen and to be, that's almost, you understand what I'm saying? But I also think that we've been very fortunate, and again, thanks to your work and stuff like that, we've been very fortunate because a lot of the problems that a lot of these other venues and a lot of these scenes and stuff have, we're doing quite well, despite the downturns and the bushfires and
of course.
and and the lockouts and everything. We've done really good, and again, testament to your work and holding the people, keeping them on a dance floor and rocking the crowd and delivering and it goes back, I think, to what you were saying about seriousness and professionalism and really taking your job seriously. And you probably get that from the Chinese side, because I don't think you get it from the Peruvian side.
No, man, you should hear. I remember.
Shout out to all my Peruvian friends.
It's 100% the Chinese side.
Oh man.
Man, dude, I remember when after that first DJ set that I had. Yeah. After that, I really wanted to. I like turntables.
Yeah.
I didn't have the money or anything.
Yeah.
For any of that whatsoever. Like, we used to get paid like $250 for a 5-6 hour gig back then, and I used to have it with my mate. Yeah. And I remember when I started just DJing on my own. Yeah. I used to live in Casula. Yeah. And I remember in Liverpool, you used to have DJ City. What was the name of it?
Store DJ? No.
No.
Barber's Music? No.
Something with DJ. Light Sounds.
Light Sounds, yeah.
Did I remember going in there once with like $150? I was asking her like, hey man, do you have a turntable for this all I can afford? pulls out like a second-hand old Newmark turntable.
Yeah, okay.
It was pretty shitty, man.
Yeah. Can
I was
imagine.
like, man, I can keep it this for 150. All right, cool, I'll buy it. And it's only one, no needle, no nothing.
Oh.
And I didn't know because I had like a really shitty phone back then.
Yeah.
No internet, no Google, no nothing. And I used to live at a refuge that we didn't have a computer or anything. So I remember going there, I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll buy that. Dude, I didn't have a car. I remember that day, it started raining. So I had a jumper. Dude, I took off my jumper
Yeah.
to put on top of it. I put the turntable on a trolley, and I walked from Lighthouse all the way to the bus stop at Liverpool. Dude, oh man. And it started rain, like not pouring rain, but it was like
sprinkling, yeah.
And I was like, man, how am I gonna? Because it didn't come in a box on it, with just the turntable.
Yeah, good luck.
So I remember that day, bro. Like, I put my jump on it, just walked to the Liverpool. But it wasn't the train station. I went to the bus station across from the shopping center on the other side. So I had to walk. It was like like an hour walk.
That's your picture postcard from Kashula.
Yeah,
the kid walking down
that was my
with a turntable
days,
wrapped in his jumper inside a shopping trolley. Probably try and picture that.
Rafa,
that was my hustling days.
Remember we had that complaint about him that night?
Which one?
And that lady
Which
came
complaint?
out to attack us?
Which one?
He sent you an SMS, Sebi. He goes, this lady's going to come and complain about me.
The Tanzanian lady.
The black chick, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, bro, it was funny.
She wanted African
She came back.
music.
She came to me and she started asking for. It wasn't Afro music. She was like, "Can you play
I can't remember
Tanzanian Wonder,
I had to,
the R&B?" She gave me a name.
Yeah.
And she was like, "She's the R&B Tanzanian Wonder of R&B," and I was like, "Dude, like, have you seen me? Like, I don't know anything about that sort of, like, I'm a DJ, but I'm not Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have
Shout out to all my people from Tanzania. Vivi mambo bwana, mambo safi. Bongo town uko wapi. Sorry.
That was
it. I got some people down there.
7 years,
Tanzania,
you get to
Kenya.
learn a lot of languages.
Actually, nothing to do with jail, man. No.
But anyways, and I told her, like, I said it in a nice way, like, sorry, I don't have that. Like,
yeah.
I don't have that. And she looked at me like, really? You don't have that? She's like, the shit. I was like, well, maybe in Tanzania, but no here. Like, I don't know who she is. So like, whatever. She left. And then I started kept playing, and she came back asking for Ghanaian music.
Ghanaian, that's what I remember.
And now, I
remember Ghanaian music, yeah.
Yeah, and she was really pushy about it. And that's when I started getting the shit. So like, I don't have that music. Like, we're like hip hop club, Spanish hip hop club.
We don't play Ghanaian. Shout out to all my Ghanaian people. Moto se chale. Yeah.
I remember that lady, and she kept after that. She looked really disappointed.
She was pissed.
She was the start. She was disappointed.
Okay.
This is the part where she got actually pissed because she kept coming up in front of me and she started flicking me.
Wow.
And to a point of, because I'm trying to look at the crowd, have a good time, but then you hear someone just flicking you.
Of course.
You sort of get like, oh, come on, man.
She was big too.
Yeah, until I turned around like, oi, can you fuck off?
Yeah.
And she was like, can I speak to your manager?
Yeah.
And then this is actually the first time in a club someone asked for a manager.
Wow.
And I didn't know if to send her to you or to actually be your manager. Like, I laughed. I was like, well, bro, go to the bar and ask for the manager.
Wow. Run around.
And she's like, all right. And that's when I texted like, hey, bro, so this chick. And I sent you the proof because I took photos of her. I sent you the proof. Like, man, she wanted me to play these. And I remember when she went up to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Straight away, she went because the bar told her, go speak to Charlotte. And the bartender looked at me and laughed, sort of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And she went up to Charlotte, and Charlotte turns around, she looks at me and like, and she just laughed, like she wanted to laugh. I don't think she laughed with her. But then she sort of looked at me, and she just laughed. Like, what the
she's
fuck
kind
is
of
that?
cool, yeah. But she came down, she marched down towards the door. And I think I kind of
You
diffused
smoothed her over, like you really gave her the Rafa effect.
I did, that one, like Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, nah, yeah, I remember that was a tricky one, definitely, and that's years of in the nightclub game. You know, people are who knows, you know, they're happy, but they're sad, but they're drunk, but they, you know, yeah. So skipping, changing topics completely. Some people know that I've got a thing for Lexus cars. Actually, I've got a thing for cars in general, man. But it's I think I've only ever bought except for 1 or 2 cars that.
Oh, sorry, bro. Before that, can we toilet break?
Oh, you got a toilet break? Sure, not a problem, man. All right, let's do it.
We'll be back.
All right, man. So we're back. We had a little toilet break. Sorry about that. Not that anyone notices because we just cut to, but which is fine because we've been going for a couple of hours and it's been awesome, man. Thank you. But the one thing we were talking about was so I was trying to say before, pretty much every car that I've bought, I think every car that I've bought officially, because back in the day there was some dodgy things, or have all been Lexus. And my previous, now I've got the LC 500, but before this white bitch, I had the original white bitch, which you end up buying from me, which is the IS 350, which also Josh Lim then went and bought because he saw the same one. Before that, I also had an IS 250. And then I went to the IS 350. Yeah, beautiful car. Yeah, and now Lexus is saying that they're going to bring out the new one.
The 2021.
2021 next year. Yeah, and that's what Paulie's pulling up for us on the screen. What are we thinking?
Man, I love it.
Can you blow this one up here, the big one, Paulie? This one here. Yeah, that image. Just double click on that. Should come up on the original website. All right, there it is. Yeah, sharper. See the definitely sharper, and these the thing now is with these end-to-end kind of lights that I think Porsche was the first one to bring out. Yeah, but yeah, that's looking nice and sharp, man. Definitely, that's obviously the F Sport, or that's actually the F. See the bonnet, the raised bonnet section. Yeah, it's like you got the grooves on top of the bonnet. So obviously they're going to be bringing out an ISF, which of course was a beautiful car.
I think that is the ISF.
That there is an IS 350 F Sport. You can see the.
Oh, what you mean the ISF as in the 2-door?
No, as in the ISF as in the V8 model with with the which they didn't bring out with the previous version.
No, they're not. They're not bringing.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why they were talking about it. Like it wasn't. It was pretty much a V6.
Yeah. So the 350 is going to be the So they just definitely they tweaked the bonnet and the inside essentially looks the same except the screen's up top now, right?
Yeah, and the air cons
a little bit different.
Yeah,
very beautiful car, man.
Bit more sporty. Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing out real nice modern shapes, very sharp. Good on them, man. Shout out to the good people at Lexus Australia. And I'm still in love with my LC. Thank you very much, my white bitch. But yeah, brother. So let's talk a little bit, just real quick, so people can check you out. Instagram, DJ Sebi D. You're doing streaming and everything, yeah?
Yeah, I do. But I'm gonna start doing a streaming on Mixcloud. Live streams. Cool.
Yeah, the one you were talking about.
They're doing live streams now too for your phones.
So if they wanna find you, definitely Instagram's probably the place to be. Or
Instagram
Facebook
is
also?
my main. I usually use more Instagram now.
Okay, cool.
You interact more with people with the work, like your videos and your photos, than Facebook. I think Facebook is a bit too much like overused nowadays.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Yeah, there's definitely a bit more of a trend towards Instagram, but
I'm trying to get into TikTok, but
DJ Sebi D, Facebook, DJ Sebi D, Instagram, and which, by the way, man, I want to take the opportunity to thank our foundation sponsors, Crash Claim and also Q Corp Construction, man. Shout out to them. Thank you for your support. But Paulie, I think he wanted to bring something up. Now, look, I just want to apologize because normally whatever Paulie brings up is not very serious, let's just say. But, you know, he's a brother, so we've got to give him his... he is Paulie B, so he's got to have a say.
But Paulie...
I've been watching you lately. You're a bit of a gamer, eh?
A little bit. Whatever time I can get.
Yeah, what game?
Call of Duty. That's my thing. You play?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to get Rafa to play.
I don't think.
Oh, man. Look, I'll tell you my thing with when I came out of jail after doing 7 years. Yeah. I've never not been a fan of gaming. I mean, we used to play. I mean, I'm talking like before I got arrested, it was like 64 and PlayStation, this and that. And as a kid, you know, a fair bit, not fully into it, but I've always loved it. But it was like an hour or two max, and then bicycle, football. Right? I've always been very active. But anyway, so when I got out of jail, I said to myself, "You've wasted enough time. You know, probably don't do the gaming thing." And essentially, the only gaming I've done is Mario Kart. Because when we get together and we're fucking drunk in the house, we pull out the Mario Kart and we play. But that's it. And even lately, there hasn't been that much of that at all. But no, man. So I'm not really in the gaming world. But gaming's bigger than movies and music put together. So it's huge,
gaming. There's a lot of platforms coming up. Even Facebook created their own gaming platform. Got Twitch. I'm doing mainly on Facebook. I'm using mainly Facebook. I just started and I do it for fun. I don't really do it to make any money.
Okay.
Because I'm usually playing every day anyways. So I was like, why not just stream it for fun and see what we can get out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that much of money, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like streaming and making sure like people will connect and see if they like the way I play and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So I just started. It's good fun.
Good
fun.
And what's your favorite game, Paulie?
There's many. I
Wow.
just got myself the Oculus, the
What
Rift.
is that? I
It's
don't
a
know.
virtual reality.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that gives me headaches, man. I don't.
My brother in LA is wanting me to play zombies with him, so,
Oh,
so that's
nah, you need to get in Call of Duty Warzone, bro. That's the thing.
nah, I'm shit. Funny story. My little brother, like, he was so good at it that we said to him, "You can't use anything but a knife."
Oh,
He beat us all.
Wow.
10
Handicapped.
nil.
Wow.
Hmm.
What a machine.
Wow.
Shout out, Alex.
Yeah. You gotta hook me up, bro, so you can play with us. I usually play with Sid. We're not the greatest,
Uh-huh.
but we play with in the South American lobby, which or we joined my cousin over there,
Oh, okay.
and we joined because the Australian lobby is way too hard.
Okay.
It's not that it's too hard, but too many people hack.
Oh, okay.
Too many people hack.
Okay.
So in the South American lobby is easier
Oh, okay.
to get wins.
Shout out to DJ Mr. Sids.
Yeah, that's my
one of the
boy.
boys, one of the brothers.
Mm.
Yeah, man. And all right, so sorry to hear that you guys are gamers. I wonder how much bigger Sebi would be if he didn't game. All that time. Anyway, I don't know why I'm using this voice.
I'm not Italian, but I'm Chinese.
Yeah,
Chinese.
All right, man. So, look, man. I guess we could probably leave the show at that. We will definitely be more than happy to have you back, and I'm sure that
Yeah, man.
over time we'll have lots more to speak about. But
Yeah.
love what you're doing, man. Also, I think something that's very, very important for me and for a lot of people that have crossed paths with you is this peaceful, non-confrontational, non-sort of, testosterone, I'm the fucking DJ, rah, 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 attitude that you have, which I think has also taken you a long way, man. And I think that's very important, particularly in hospitality, where we're there, as DJ, bartender, promoter, MC, whatever, we're there to serve the people, essentially. And you've always brought that with you, that nature and stuff, and I very much appreciate it as well. That's why over so many years that you've been with me, it's been a pleasure to work with. And thank you for all your service, man, because you've given up endless weekends
Man, I haven't been to house partying since I left high school.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, essentially all your adult life has been as a DJ, man. So,
but I like it, man. Like during the day, I don't like a lot of people. I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
So I like, and the pros as well is that you just keep all traffic. The times I go to work, there's no traffic. You come back,
man.
no traffic.
I know. You're off peak.
Yeah, it's because I've seen like, man, the other day I was driving back from Bankstown. It was like around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and I sat in traffic for like 40 minutes. And man, that gave me stress.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
being
yeah.
there.
Yeah, you're not used to
being
it.
tired.
Yeah. I know. No, I hear you. I'm 100% on that level too, man. Living off
mean,
peak is such a luxury,
Yeah.
and we're very lucky to have that. Well, hopefully we can have all that back very soon, man. But until then, man, if there's anything I can do, you know, our door's always open. We're gonna keep working and doing our thing, and not only represent the Latino culture the way we do, but you know, keep moving and grooving and moving with the times and you know, and you're doing it. You're doing your streaming and everything. The one thing that I'd love to see you do, and I've told you this personally privately many times, is get into production, because you're a very talented musician. You know the music, you feel the music. I just you probably need to stop fucking gaming and start producing.
That's the reason why I'm gaming
Now
less
I
now.
know.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm gaming less now. I'm putting in some work. I'm starting out doing remixes.
Yeah,
to get a hang of different genres and to
that's it, man.
Get what I mean? So not starting from zero.
I hear you 100%.
So that's what I'm focusing on, doing remixes.
You told me that.
And then eventually I'll work on my own. Once I find my flavor and what I really want to do and get all my sounds ready.
You told me that fucking 2 months ago and still nothing's happened. So I'm just saying.
Oh, I actually put out one remix the other day.
Good.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Awesome. Please do, man.
Put out so there's another one I think coming in at the end of the week.
All right, hopefully, cool, man. Do your thing, man. Hopefully so, my brother.
I'll have I want to have like a folder and not sell it out, but I want to give my remixes to other DJs to play. So to be known like that too. Yeah, you know what I mean? Not just as a DJ. Yeah, but I think I'm coming up as an alias though. I won't be coming out as DJ Sebi D. I'm coming out as a different sort of alias.
Smokey.
No. This one's it's actually it's gonna be called Suki.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be Shwe, which is my XUE, the first 3 letters of my name.
Yep. Because your real name is Shwe Liang.
Yeah. Or Sulian in South America. Sulian in South America.
Shwe Liang.
And the KY, I don't know, to be honest. My mate actually just was like, what about this?
Okay.
And
Suki.
I liked it.
XUKY.
XUEKY.
Suki. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
And so I want to come up with that. It's because you know how you say like it's if I start putting out my own music as DJ Sebi D, people already know it. I know that name. What I mean. But if you come up with something new, different, not that many people will know it's you.
No,
they will tend to follow you more.
Yeah.
Than something they already know.
Yeah, I think you're going for that dark, mysterious look.
Yeah,
Who is that?
Sorta. Yeah.
I hate
people
Shuki.
Like mysterious.
Yeah, I know. Paulie loves that shit already. He's already making videos with all that fucking what's it called? That cinematic rubbish that he uses in his videos on social media.
But yeah, no, that's a big project I'm working on.
One day I'm going to get a Hans Zimmer concert.
My man. I give him a lot of shit, but I love him, brother. He's my brother, man. You know that. Everyone knows that, man. Paulie's my right hand. Salud, Paulie.
Paulie B.
Paulie B. But anyway, my brother, thank you so much for joining us here today, man. It's been a real pleasure. I hope everyone can take a leaf out of your page and get into it and grind away. All the DJs, everybody out there. Shout out to all the DJs in the scene. We mentioned a few of them today, but there's so many more. And yeah, man, just thank you and let's keep it moving. And until the next time, my friend. All right, Sebi? Thank you, mi hermano. Muchas gracias, brother. Thank you for coming on Expansion.
Thank you, Paulie.
Dale.
Yeah.
Ciao.